Alrighty. I believe we are good now. Yep.
Hello, people.
There's Clint.
So,
yep.
Looks like we got Clint there too. Hello, Clint. Can you hear?
Yes.
All right. Good to go. Well, now yours is moving pretty good. Whoever's on Facebook, hello. We'll take that.
That would be the page.
Yep. Sorry about that, you guys. With Facebook, it just doesn't tell the name.
No, if it's the group, it does. The page, for some reason, does not.
Yeah. I wish they could get that fixed, but for some reason it doesn't. It's just something they can't do.
Okay, hold on. Let me go over to the page.
Where are you heading to?
I'm going to go on the page for mine.
All right. Well, your stream looks there pretty good there, Clint.
Good. Oh, there it is. It wasn't popping up on YouTube for a second, but now it did. I'm going to turn the volume down on the laptop. I want to be able to see the comments field, so I logged the laptop into YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you got to. Well, welcome to the Sunday show, you guys.
Oh, it's Laurel.
I believe that's your daughter there, Clint.
Darn it.
I believe she says hi, Dad. So it's either our kid or yours.
I don't know who you're talking about. No clue.
No clue.
I know nothing of the Laurel person. Boy. There's definitely a bit of lag between the live stream and the YouTube.
Well, you always have that. No matter what service you use, you're going to have a delay. Yep. Because it's taking it and streaming it somewhere else. So
that makes sense.
Yep. Nothing you can do with that. The only way it would be straight is if I was like live streaming straight to Facebook. Then it would be, it would still be a delay, about 15, 20 seconds.
Hi, puppy dog.
Now remember, everyone, if you guys want to get on, just let us know, and we will send you guys the link.
Yeah, so we got, man, it's been a...
We're all echoing?
Shouldn't be.
No, you don't sound echoey.
I don't sound it. It might be on your end there. You don't sound echoey.
I'm saying not on our end.
Yeah, I'm not getting any echoey. I don't know. Technology's been kind of wonky, so I guess.
Yeah, sometimes it fights, but
yeah.
So ended last week's Gamicon. That was fun. Now this week we got a few things we're getting working on. Clint's working on something he's going to be showing people pretty soon.
Yep. Plus, Clint has something new to show you guys.
Oh, do you? What's that?
Yeah, just came today.
Ooh,
we know we've been talking about Victory with C and everything.
Yeah.
So I ended up ordering the new rule book.
I'd say it's not echoing on my end, even through my phone.
Okay. They were offering a deal on the new rule book. If you order the new rule book from the right source, you get this little German ship.
Oh, so it's like a little bonus.
It's a little merchant promo ship, and it comes with its own card and rules to use it. And it's just a merchant ship. It doesn't have any real combat stats. And so I'm like, well, I want that. That's cool. And the book was already discounted from its normal $60 price anyway. So I'm like, well, what the heck? You know, it doesn't hurt to have a rule book.
Well, no, and to get the extra miniatures, that's cool.
Yep. So the new rule book comes as, you know, your typical book, and it's going to have rules, obviously. Well, this has all the rules. So this is going to cover aircraft, and it's going to cover submarines and all the extra stuff. But what I didn't expect it to cover was all the ships, every single one of them. They're all in this book. It also gives you a whole big history of naval battles of World War II. Not just, the Pacific, but the Atlantic, what ships were sunk when, what countries did what. I mean, it's like this really good history On top of that, it gives you a bunch of ready to play scenarios, provided you have all the ships. It includes a scenario for the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Is that actual colored book? Or is it black and white?
No, it's color. Lots of color.
Well, I know you want me to do your the Japanese ships?
Japanese, yeah. Here you go. If you guys can see this, there is Pearl Harbor scenario.
Oh.
It's a little blurry, but that's...
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do it on the phone, so unfortunately. I mean, I'll show you guys the book, and we'll definitely... but the book, I already told Keegan he needs to own this if he's going to play, because it does have the rules for the submarines and everything else.
Keegan bought the Americans, I believe, right?
Yeah,
he bought the American box set, but he didn't have a rule book.
No, but
I would buy the rule book.
It, so...
Yeah,
well,
but now I would buy this hardcover book.
Hello, Taylor. How are you doing today, sir?
I already beat you to it.
Oh, you already typed it in there, didn't you? Taylor always is kind enough to show up, so we appreciate that, Taylor. The book, though, that looked pretty thick book there, Clint.
Yeah.
For a little bit there.
It looks like the size of your Space Marines.
Yeah, it's the size of almost... Oh, let's see. It's 275 pages.
Oh, wow. That's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah.
So a lot of reference material. A lot. It's an awesome book. It does actually cover the Italian stuff as well. So it's pretty much current.
There you go.
Yeah. So worth the money. Just the book alone is worth the money. Having the extra ship is kind of nice if you're playing the German.
Well, but if it doesn't have any combat, it's not really, I mean, other than basically just a send out and hope to God to get hit first.
What? On this? It's just going to be strategy.
No, that extra little guy you got. The little merchant.
Yeah, but
the merchant ship. No, it's an objective. Just like the merchant fleet that you can buy, they're objectives. You have to, one side is defending the merchant fleet, the other side is, attacking it. There's a scenario with the Bismarck that you're supposed to sink so many merchant ships, and if you sink the merchant ships before the defenders stop you, you win basically by sinking the ships.
Okay.
There's also a lot of the U-boat scenarios for sinking merchant convoys too.
See, I've never really been into the naval battles. That's just not my thing.
Well, you like the oak and iron, though, and you like...
I like painting them. I didn't really like playing it. That's just not my field.
So I more like to put the miniatures together than anything else.
This is a pretty simple rule system.
Oh, it wasn't a bad rule set when I watched you guys play it.
But once we play it correctly, it'll be even better.
Well, yeah, but that's learning. That's learning.
I mean,
You got to make some trial and error sometimes. It makes more sense too once you go back and look over it.
Yeah, I've watched numerous different videos with different people for the aliens one, and like the first one we tried practicing with, I don't believe we did right, and then when we did it at Gamicon, I had no problem, and we got our asses handed to us.
You had no problem losing? Yeah, I understand
that. Really quick.
Yep, no problem. Them things.
They swarmed us, and we got it
bad. Space Hulk from Games Workshop is that way. You pretty much get swarmed really fast.
It's realistic because even in the movies, if they go down the wrong hallway, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
Now with Space Hulk, what swarms you there? Because I don't know the backstory on
the Tyranids. The Tyranid gene stealers. But they work like the Aliens game. They come as blips, and once you get so many squares away from it, you flip the blip over and it tells you how many gene stealers are there. The only difference with that one is you're playing as Space Marine Terminators. So you have a little better defense ability, but not much.
Yeah.
They'll still swarm you and take you out.
Well, the Tyranids are pretty nasty from what
yeah. I enjoyed Space Hulk. I was glad they redid it because I have both the original and the remake. And I didn't like the timer part on the remake, which is basically an hourglass, because you flip the hourglass over and you have till the sand runs out to finish your turn. So I didn't like that. It was supposed to make the game fast paced and, you know, simulate hectic combat. I found it to be just kind of annoying.
Ow!
Oh, just hit your knee on the desk.
Yeah, I'm trying to readjust.
That'll do it. Well, you're coming through really good this time, Clint.
Well, he's going through his cell phone, not his laptop.
Yeah, I'm using the phone at this point.
The laptop, I think, just because it's all wireless and you're trying to run it a distance, you're better off just straight wiring it and going from there. Well, glad you're doing good there, Taylor.
Yep. We did get from our Friday little night run with Frost and Fist. We got what, 5 or 6 new people or subscribers. So
yeah, this is really nice. So some new people in the group too. So say hi to them if you get a chance. And yeah, so far so good. I mean, so far. It's been a long day though, Clint, for some reason.
Yeah, it's almost like we worked through something today.
Yeah. Well, you have
funny how that works.
So I just want to get up tomorrow and not go to work.
Nope, you're going to work.
No.
Yeah, we were busy. We had running around to do. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch that one. I'll have to catch it later.
That was Taylor saying we missed weird.
Yeah, we missed it. And I feel bad. I told him I'd be there.
Yeah, so that's Ashley now. In all fairness, I work. So I wasn't able to do that. But she's got the replay. If it's up, we can watch the replay.
Don't blame that all on me.
I'm not blaming it all on you. I'm just saying I was working. Clint was working?
Yeah.
Wait, you two work?
They categorize it as
working
that.
very hard on my skirmish rules for.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds more like it.
Yep, I wrote 3 pages just on redoing the rules and defining which we need to play test.
For what?
The skirmish rules that I'm working on for the game miniatures that don't have rule system. So I was going to explain a little more about that. So I'm trying to make rules that we can use any mech type miniatures and just have a general rule system.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I call it skirmisher just because it makes more sense. But right now I'm trying to design it around these 30-minute mission figures from Bandai. They're kind of like Gundam, but they're not Gundam. And then I'm going to use those. What are your bones miniatures? Oh my God, my brain! I can't think. Who puts out your bones?
Reaper.
So Reaper put out a bunch of Transformers figurines that you can paint, but there's no game tied to them. Well, this rule system I'm designing,
they're just figurines.
Yeah, but we can tie a game to them and use them with this rule system I'm working on.
Huh.
Well, that's a nice thing. Miniatures, though, you can make up rule systems because they just have flat out bulk miniatures. You can buy, online different bulk sets of things. So, and they don't come with any kind of rule book or anything. It's just up to you to do it.
Yep. I'm gonna take our the one guy I'm keeping out from our Patreon stuff, and I'm gonna take him to work with me and pick him up. Yeah, one of the little wooden ones. Clint, what Taylor wants to know what's scale be
for
the skirmish.
For skirmisher, the scale is actually moot point. The 30-minute mission stuff that I'm using is 1/144 scale because it's in line with Gundam, but like the Transformers ones, they're I think they're like 25 or 28 millimeter. So the rule system should work for any scale.
Well, if you get it to where it works for any scale, then you're okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
sorry, food showed up just as we got started.
No, you're fine. I mean, in any game, you're going to have different scales from 15 to 30.
Well, I got.
Thanks, David.
When Well, I got into it. I didn't think the scale would matter when you look at like the movement and range. I thought it worked out pretty well, regardless of the size of the miniature. Yeah, I can see Taylor's comment. Yeah, you could use vehicles. Right now, it's designed around mechs, but there's going to be tanks and stuff that can be used. So I don't see why 15mm vehicles wouldn't apply.
Yeah, because then you could have ground forces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
The rules, once we get them done, and Greg and I are going to do some videos, play testing and going through it. We're going to have all you guys kind of give feedback. Then I want to put the rules out to the group, just make it available to everyone to download and
what are you two planning on buying? Because you're not allowed to buy nothing.
What would you need to buy? We already have everything for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we already. Oh yeah, yeah. True. Heavy gear was 10mm ish. That's true. But yeah, this should. Excuse me. Those were a little spicier than I thought they were.
That's right. It gives us.
You're a wuss. Suck it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, he's listening while he drives, which is not a good thing, there, David.
Well, no, because
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
You're listening and not
you
talking.
You tried a video while you're driving.
No, he's listening. He's not watching the video.
He's just listening. Yeah. So once these rules are done, I'm going to put it out to the group, and then I'm going to ask the group to give me feedback on what they think they could change or what they like. Now, the rules that I'm putting out right now are the base rules. They're just core, quick, easy play rules. I will work on advanced rules that are a little more in depth, but right now I just want to get the base stuff. So they should be pretty fast and easy.
Huh?
Well, if they're fast and easy rules, then it'll be easy to pick up. And that's the one thing is got to try to have something easy for people to pick up. It's a lot easier to get started with it too.
Yeah.
Well, and with those 30-minute mission figures, they're $15 each. They're cheap. You build a little model kit. You don't even need to paint it. You don't need glue to assemble it. You just assemble them. They're really jointed and posable. You can get a bunch of different weapons configurations for them. So it would make easy rules because all the weapons will have their own standalone rules. All the armor will have its own standalone rules. You just basically have little stat cards for the equipment that you add to the base stats of your figure.
I mean, so Taylor says that sounds awesome. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool thing there, Clint. And what the heck are you eating? You're eating in front of everybody.
It looks like chicken wings. No, there's a bone there.
Yeah, they're chicken wings.
So I can. There we go.
Yeah, I made his ass sit in the back today.
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
Hello, Keegan.
Hello, Keegan. Welcome to Gamers with Coffee, Game and Food Edition.
I guess.
Yep, game and food. He already missed the victory at sea stuff, so.
Gamers have to eat, so gamer food. There you go.
I would not want to be touching my miniatures with greasy fingers like that.
That's why I'm not touching them.
Yeah.
I will go and wash my hands when I'm done, and then from there, I will. Once I'm done here, I'll show you what one of those little 30-minute mission guys looks like. I just got one of the flight ones done.
Okay.
They're really cool.
And Brian's now up here. Welcome, Brian.
Weird World War II. How are you today, Brian?
Oops.
It's Ashley missed your show earlier, Brian.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Shame on her.
Hi, Brain. How's it going? Good job, Ashley. Good job.
Oh my God! I can't believe. Whoa, that's why we need my glasses. I can't believe I put that.
What?
I totally understand. I'm sure it's not the first time he's had it.
Welcome, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
See,
good.
Your brain's been on vacation.
Yeah. Where do I get?
Link me if I'm not banned. You're not banned. Go over where the little guy is to the left. Right there. Click that. Click that symbol. Yeah.
I have some questions for him.
Control C.
All right. Last one.
There you go, Brian.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, God, Keegan. Yes, where's Pinky?
And the brain.
Because I said brain. I can't believe I did that. I feel bad.
It's all right. Hi, world. Today, I'm gaming without my mind.
I'm kind of curious.
Pepperoni pizza?
No, honey.
Oh, wow. Pizza. Now I'm getting hungry.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
Evie's like,
Right.
you're welcome.
Welcome to the show, Brian.
Stop it! I wasn't wearing my glasses. I should have looked.
He's the brains of this operation.
I should have looked. You sure about that? Because you sure
It's funny. It's funny that you say that. I used to work at this one company, and the HR, the first week I was there, in my, on the shift list, it said brain, and they never changed it for like the 3 years I worked there.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to run with this joke.
They did. So my nickname up at work was Brain.
Well, HR does weird things there.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'll be right back.
Oh, sure. Come back and show everybody the food you have, Meanie.
So
no, I need to wash up so I can actually show you the other stuff.
Oh.
Whoa, what happened?
So you guys missed the game, huh?
Yeah, I missed it. It was my fault. I had running around to do.
I got my ass kicked.
Is it posted for us to rewatch? Because I did work today. I do work Sundays, so.
Is it reposted?
Yeah, it's up already. So if you want to check it out,
Under yours or his?
it's in his. It's on my blog. If Weird World War II or weirdwwii.com, it'll be the first entry right there for today.
Here, I'll write that down. Try typing that in.
It was close. It was close. Me and Mel dressed up like I was a priest and Mel was a nun.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
So it's a different type of show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I bet it was.
Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I missed it.
No, did Clint watch it? Did you watch it, Clint?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to. But, yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Me and Clint both work Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah,
all that work.
Till at least
so that Saturday is my RPG night. So, and tonight was a long night because I didn't get home till like after 2.
Oh,
And then I had to be to work at 5.
Had the game, yeah. So what was that address to look up again there, Brian? Or yeah, Brian.
Oh, weird wwii.com. It's the first entry.
Okay.
I usually it's my blog. I usually I do a new blog every day.
It says this site is banned. What?
From YouTube. No. Yeah, YouTube won't let you put it on there.
I'm just joking.
Cool, unless you ban from putting any of your links on YouTube. It should be on Facebook have banned me. Did YouTube ban me too?
I don't know.
No, he was just screwing with me.
Oh, okay. But no, Facebook banned me from any links to that site. So that's right.
Of course.
Yes, Keegan. We do try to work.
I got street cred.
All right, real quick, I'm going to show you guys this as best I can. I'm sorry, Brian, you kind of missed the conversation about the alternate system. I wanted to talk to you about that later, but so here is the one flight type guy for this that I'm using for the game with the dual weapon systems and the wings and everything. I know the phone really kind of sucks, but I don't know, Brian, if you've seen any of the Gundams or any of the Gundam stuff, or any of Bandai's 30-minute mission stuff.
Yep.
So the 30-minute missions are just like Bandai's non-Gundam line Gundams, basically. Yeah. And they're real simple to build little 144 scale kits. I've been working on a rule system to utilize them and any other skirmishes. There's him without the wings.
Right on.
So these guys are like $15-20 a piece. They're real cheap. So they make great little figures, and you just assemble. There's no glue. You just snap them together. Really jointed. So once I get the rules figured out, I was going to send you guys a copy. I'd like your feedback.
Yeah. Check it out.
They're going to be a universal skirmish rule, so you can use other miniatures and figures. I'm just designing it around these for now, but I've got a bunch of Transformers in 25 or 28 millimeter Transformers figures. I want to utilize these rules to play as well.
Yeah, because Reaper's making or not Reaper. I don't know. Someone's making
Reaper,
like really cheap plastic now. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I've got a bunch of them from Reaper.
They're also making My Little Ponies too. So all you My Little Pony, like I know Taylor out there. He's getting into the ponies. His little girls want to start role playing some Pony World stuff.
Yeah, right there. I've got something for my
interesting
granddaughter.
RPG, by the way.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
granddaughters have one.
It's turned into My Little Pony PvP.
Oh God, no.
Player versus player in the combat.
We play, we still play first edition Pathfinder, and they had a Pony Finder, and one of my players is a brony, or was a brony, and he begged me to let him play a pony character.
Nice.
And I did. We did. He ended up like it's a half celestial like unicorn, but it was one of the ponies.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
But that Pony Finder, it's basically like a third party for Ponyland, but with the D&D and Pathfinder mechanics. They are brutal. They got some tough character classes in that thing and spells and stuff.
Wow. Nice.
So it's pretty sweet.
No, we used to repaint our toys. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with repainting toys. Yeah.
Done that.
Be like, Merry Christmas, and the kid's like, that looks like the toy from last year, different color. Nah. This one's leveled up. New version. It's leveled up. You're not thinking, hello, Mel. Hi.
I'd rather see her face than yours.
I know. She's off making coffee. She's making coffee, so she's dead to the world until that thing's made.
Understandable.
She woke up from her midday nap.
Oh, yeah. That flavored water thing that Greg keeps talking about all the time.
Yeah, we got to fit the bill. I mean, this is Gamers with Coffee.
Yeah.
He already has
He's referring to the comment I told my doctor. Doctor said one day, Greg, you got to drink more water. I said, well, what the heck is coffee made out of, sir? Because that's not what I mean. I'm like, but it's made out of water. Every time I have coffee, I'm having water. Well, dehydrate. I said, I don't see how. It's water-based.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's water-based.
We should have a coffee episode or coffee discussion at some point.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't drink coffee at all, but Mel is a huge connoisseur of it.
Yeah.
So,
I have a lot. What?
Dee says she has a My Little Pony RPG.
Oh, yeah, she bought it for her granddaughter.
Oh. Yeah, go figure. I thought My Little Pony was a cartoon. I didn't know you had RPGs for it.
Oh, you
There's
have
a
so
lot
much
of things.
RPGs
come
for
on,
everything.
Greg. We have a Wendy's RPG for crying out loud.
That's true. That was cool. I covered that. That was interesting.
It's funny.
That was disturbing.
I actually play a character in our current Pathfinder game. I play a character that, what is that? Old Spice made called the Gentleman.
Oh.
And it's pretty sweet. I wear shades and I have this dog that's like, it's freaking awesome.
That's cool.
But it comes with a class. I mean, he's brutal. He you get taglines, and it causes fear or whatever.
Right.
It causes fear normally, but in the hands of this man right here, he has a catchphrase.
Oh, my catchphrase
called "Let the panties hit the floor."
Oh man.
So, in his hands, it becomes a whole different class.
Hey, next thing you know, that +10 full plate warrior is taking off his armor because of me.
There you go. Oh, just a second there. So, David, Mr. Muffet, he says he's got WizKids main six. And he likes painting them with his family. That's cool. I mean, painting's painting, man. It's fun.
And Taylor, no, they're not from Reaper. It literally, the package, all it said was My Little Pony.
They are
So-
Reaper. Reaper puts them out or distributes them, but they are, just My Little Pony.
It has the same it's the same kind of plastic as their bones.
Yeah.
So it's like a soft
Yeah.
plastic, but they're
It's
really
that.
good.
I don't have the Transformers up here. I'd have to go grab them. But yeah, I like the Transformers one. I thought they were pretty detailed.
Yeah, they're good. I've seen them in the shop. I was never a big Transformer guy, but boy, I was a G.I. Joe guy, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I like G.I. Joe, but I was Transformers more.
Yeah.
Well, me and Clint, we take from G.I. Joe at work, don't we? We'll just pop in the chat. Knowing is half the battle.
Sometimes we don't need to know or want to know.
That's true.
Quiet woman. Get back in the kitchen.
I hope to God
No
she
food.
smacks you.
No food.
Smack him for that
She
comment.
likes it.
I did say off camera, G.I. Joe had that "the more you know" catchphrase.
Knowing is half the battle.
Okay. And then men grow up not knowing nothing.
True.
See?
Yeah, well. La 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 la.
Let me have my coffee.
Not my
Yeah.
fault. I was dropped a lot when I was younger.
Well, there's
That's your excuse?
there's actually some. Hush, hush, everybody. And if you want me to help you find them, I can point you in the right direction. But there are several companies out there that make G.I. Joe in 28 millimeter. His tanks, cover crafts, all the figures like Cobra and G.I. Joe, and they are phenomenal. They are amazing. They look just like the 80s action figures. And I've been so tempted to dip into that because, man, I was a huge Joe fan, but my wallet ain't gonna handle that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. No, he's not allowed
Nope.
What?
to buy anything. We don't need no more crap.
Just ask her real nice, dude. Real nice.
It don't work on me.
I have a
After you buy
D20.
it.
I have a D20, Brian. It's custom. Every spot on there is a 20. So I'll just roll and see if I can.
15 mil.
I would go scrape one off, and that'd be the one that had just the zero.
That'd be
That'd
the
be
one.
what you would hit.
Oh.
He can't
15
roll.
millimeter
at
G.I.
all.
Joe, indeed. Yeah. No kidding.
So, on the comments there, you're closer. So 15 millimeter G.I. Joe needs to happen, says.
No.
Awesome. I mean, there are some 3D printed. One of the guys had a his tank in 15 millimeter because he had it next to his Flames of War stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
I've seen 15 millimeter G.I. Joe stuff before.
So
Is it
But
officially licensed stuff, or is it just
Probably not.
just 3D printed.
people printing them? Yeah.
Yeah, 3D printing.
Some of the minis, the vehicles are all 3D printed that I've seen, but the figures are pewter.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, they're
that'd
really
be
nice.
nice.
So we've got sculptors and casters in play with that. So, but it's a great product. Man, relive my days of G.I. Joe in my bedroom, shooting each other. It was awesome. Good times. Yeah, G.I. Joe killed Star Wars for me. It was like, sorry, Star Wars. You're out the
I
door.
like
G.I. Joe.
but I wasn't into the figures or anything. There just wasn't anything I felt I needed to have.
Yeah.
It all depends on what you like. I mean,
Here you go, grab me a
I
soda.
still got a couple G.I. Joe things. Let me show you. Well, did she? I don't know. I think she. Let me see if we still have them on.
Put that in the sink. So I can wash it. Thank you. Now you can see how it feels getting up every time.
It hurts.
don't be.
Just set that in there. I'll have to wash it.
To wash. Right.
He gonna get hit. So what is he going to get?
G.I. Joe figures.
Ah. Yeah, Taylor's saying it's just use the GI Joes. It's a 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
All right, so I still have
No
my
whole house or outdoor.
Oh,
original
nice.
disc tank. It's kind of dusty, but that's it. And then I've got my original Mobat that works.
Uh,
Remember that the one that would move by itself? It's like remote control. But yeah, I kept those.
I mean, some of those are collectors.
Yeah, probably.
No, not probably.
You know, I used to be a big collector guy, and I just pretty much sold everything. I had to be honest with you. Yeah, the 1/18 stuff was pretty sweet.
yeah.
I think that was at 21st Century Toys, or can't remember who was making those. I had a Tiger, a Tiger tank in that scale. I mean, the thing was massive. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I just don't have anywhere to put something like that. That's my problem.
Yeah, they're just like
it's just way too big.
But it'd be
They're
cool
big.
to have.
And where are you gonna put it?
I'm just saying it'd be cool to have. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, they end up on a shelf, just kind of like knick-knack display
Mhm.
kind of thing.
And David says he thinks he knows the guy with the tank.
Wasn't it David?
It might have been.
I thought it was
I
David.
don't
that
remember.
had that.
It was somebody on the Discord page, so it might have been. Yeah.
I believe it was.
That's you, right, David? I thought you were the one with the tank there.
I don't have my other phone. I don't have Discord set up on this one yet. Where's your phone? Can you...
What? No, you'd have to go way back on that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Taylor says he has an Abrams and a Bradley in that scale. Nice.
They actually made some was it 1/6 scale stuff, the 12-inch stuff? They made like a Stewart tank and
Yeah, those
like
are
Jeeps, little Jeeps and Kubel wagons, and I think they made a 251 SD KFZ 251.
yeah.
250 maybe in that scale too.
I have to go to the tank museum one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
we
you're not going to Germany.
Why not? The tank museum.
No.
It would be.
No.
It would be.
Fort Knox isn't too far from you.
Yeah.
That's not too far.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky. Is there a tank museum in Kentucky?
Yeah, Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
well, yeah.
That's
You are
like-
not leaving state with Clint. You two would end up in jail.
No.
No,
Well,
we
you know
would.
what? You know, I live down here at Fort Hood, so they've got
Yeah.
armor museums down here.
No.
Yeah.
We'd have to swing by and see Brian.
There's a
First
nice
cab.
tank museum in Russia that I want to see
Oh yeah,
because that's where the actual mouse is.
yep,
The only one. It and its turret.
that's right.
You're not gonna be able to find it. I should think it's in the
Watch me.
area. So yeah, I believe it was.
Found it. And yes, it was David.
So that's
Yeah,
why
the
he
pet
knows the guy who
museum.
did it. The Keegans all want to know about
a coffee road trip. Yep.
Yeah,
No.
a little road trip. Where are you going?
That'd be cool. We can all meet.
Uh,
We'll meet you under the Bradley in Fort Knox.
You two would get arrested to go and try to steal one.
Yeah, Mel's a brat, that's for sure.
yeah. See, the thing is it's research. Right?
How is that
Yeah.
research?
Well, we're into
In
gaming.
many ways, that's
So-
research.
We have to research to make sure the miniatures were done correctly.
That's right. Or to see the
No, Keegan, you would not be going with them.
see the avenue, like see if the vision blocks could actually see that point. So like in the gaming, you can make sure that the actual crew could see.
Yeah, that's
That's a
exactly.
line of sight.
Not
Line of
like
sight.
line of sight from Barrel's eye. Yep.
That's it.
Maybe my Warhammer sniper will do better, Clint, if I take him down and get him
Yeah.
trying to drill troops.
I
Or
don't
do you
know
think
about
it's-
that.
Oh, well, now,
Oh, let's not. Come on. Why is everyone ganging up on me?
No one's getting up on you.
They're trying to talk you into going. Now he's trying to talk you to go into Canada.
We'll just take everybody up.
I mean, Canada's like 20 minutes away from you guys, isn't it?
Oh, it's like 6
No.
hours just to the border.
No.
It's 8 hours, but
It's okay, 6. So it should not have taken then 3 weeks for that helicopter to get to David.
It is a hind, though.
Oh yeah, trust
Hey!
me. It 3 weeks is a short time frame to get something to Canada.
Yeah,
That's
Lori
nuts.
said, "Oh, it might take a few days." I'm like, "Are you sure? Just a few days?" I said,
Let you
'cause
go
I'm
by
shipping it.
boat.
Yeah, no problem. I'm like,
By
okay.
boat.
Say, I can get stuff to Canada real quick by boat.
Well, that's a little different story.
Now, you talk to the old guys that fish in northern Minnesota. They go over to Canada to go have lunch while they're fishing.
Yeah, no,
there you go. Yeah.
Just on the other side of the lake. They'll just go right up to. Yep.
I always wondered if like the Mounties patrolled that like when it was froze over.
Nah, they don't pay attention to it. They don't care.
They're like, keep those Americans out of our country.
Nah.
Well, that's nice of Dee. She
Like,
says she's going to
you
go
know-
and not take anybody.
My father proved a long time ago that it is super simple to get into Russia. Because apparently, when he was stationed in Germany, they had a Mercedes. They were out on some mountain road at night driving along, and they were just screwing around. And so they decided, well, we'll go home about the time the sun comes up. Yeah, they drove over this mountain into Russia. Didn't even realize they were in Russia. It took them 6 hours to find a guard that spoke English so they could explain to them that they accidentally crossed into Russia to let them out. And the guards are like, leave, just go.
Just go. That's too much
We
paperwork.
don't want you here.
It's funny because my uncle was a big hunter, right? And he did like him and a couple of his buddies were like the first Americans to go hunting in Russia after the fall of the Berlin Wall. So like I think it was a couple months after the wall fell. I think this was still in maybe 89 or it might have been 90.
Oh, wow.
Him and his buddies, they went to Russia and then they bartered. They brought a bunch of toilet paper, cigarettes, and they brought Levi's jeans, right?
Smart, yep.
And what they did is they were able to barter with the local military commander to let them take a BMP 2 to drive them out to the hunting area. So like they had this crew, this BMP, just like theirs for the like week. And they just drove them around, and then they would smoke a bunch of cigarettes, and they would go out hunting, and then come back.
Nice.
They didn't pay. I think they paid very little out of pocket money, but they got rid of all their barter stuff. So it was pretty interesting. He has some cool stories.
My daughter Crystal's in the chat. She says she's got a good point. The kids would love to go. It would be a teaching moment.
Only one child would love to go.
Thank you, Crystal. I love you. You're backing me up.
It looks like Ma's been outvoted.
Yeah, pretty much. I just did get outvoted.
That's all right. Money has the final say anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Money. So you guys get any gaming in this week? We haven't even talked about you and your interview with the crew over at Frost and Fang.
Frost and Fang?
I watched that.
It went about 3 hours.
Oh, ha. Yeah, it went 3 hours.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, they got a nice group of people that are in our audience too, so it was pretty cool. I had fun.
I was half
It was
asleep.
a little technical difficulty at first there, but sometimes technology likes to, cause
Yeah,
problems.
they got a bunch of awesome painters.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
What? Oh, it didn't have a birth certificate, D says, so they kept him out. Nah. You don't need a birth certificate. You're alive. That's proof enough you were born. Right? Technically.
I don't know. Maybe it was a clone.
That's true.
Nowadays, back in 2002, maybe.
Clone would be nice to have sometimes.
I don't want two of you.
But the Frosted Fish show was pretty nice. It was fun. So we get to do one with Modeling for Advantage.
Yeah, in the month, yep.
On the 23rd.
And the what? What are they?
Modeling for Advantage?
Oh, Modeling for Advantage. That's right.
Yeah. So
I'll have to check that out too.
Yeah, it was fun. I'll check out yours if it's done at that. We'll have to watch that.
It's not very long. It's like an hour and a half, I think.
I still think you have good editing skills, especially when a car touches a Pinto and it explodes. The sarcasm in that was like, that's sarcastic.
Watch. I watched the newest one I put up. We play Jenga. Me and Lola play Jenga, and there's some extra fun bits at the beginning of that especially our generation will get. So I think you'll dig it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely check it out. And Mel's.
If you guys are familiar with the Electric Company, remember that show back when we were kids?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing it.
Well, some of the stuff from the past is kind of fun. You can reference it today, and people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What you're looking for.
I mean, kids today can reference modern day. Like, I don't know nothing. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I am not hip. That is for sure.
You're not hip.
I'm not down
Okay.
with what's happening in this generation.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I think we're supposed to.
Well, that's okay. There's some fun stuff. There's some cool stuff, but it is interesting. We could have a group conversation. What we should do, like a private group conversation.
We need to get together like a no hold barred XXX conversation about everything that isn't gamers and coffee.
It is Pulp Alley, right? You said to go to, Brian?
Yeah, Pulp Alley.
It's not up yet.
It's not. It's on their channel.
Sometimes it takes a day for us. If we do a live thing, and then occasionally it will take till the next day to show up on YouTube. Not every time, but
because the last thing was on here was 3 days ago. And
Oh, really?
it's 8 minutes long.
Huh.
I'm looking at it right now.
She's looking at the website or their YouTube channel.
Pulp Alley live game, The Fantastic Device.
Yeah, nothing.
This says Terrain Tour Review.
That was the last one up there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe you have to be subscribed to it or something. I wouldn't think so. I don't know.
No. You wouldn't have to be. It'll be there. It just sometimes takes a day. So
Yeah, it might take a second.
Yep, take a second or two.
That's cool.
So no, the last few days after Gamicon, we haven't done much gaming wise, but it's just I don't know. The weather is getting better outside too.
We've been working a lot on our outside
stuff we've had to do outside to get done.
I'm sure that first defrost you guys have up there, it's time to get out the honeydew list and get going.
Yeah.
So David says he works with young people and teenagers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to do that too, didn't we, Greg?
Yeah. So Dee says she was complimenting Mythos, didn't know which one he was. Yeah. So the other gentleman, his nickname is Freak. He was not.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
He was sick. Him and his wife were sick, so they weren't up to it.
Yep, I'm trying to talk them into coming over to one of our shows one week.
Ours is
to make sure they're both on there. So
just kind of a hodgepodge. So
there we go. We can get David on there. We can get them on there. We'll have Brian.
David, Mr. Moss there has been pretty busy.
Well, tough. He needs to come on.
He might be able to hear you since he's out there.
I know.
Possibly. I don't know. We're bouncing around one or two people, so I'm not quite sure who all is
there. He's still there.
Yeah, so it's been pretty fun.
I got this like one
Plus,
hair
getting to
that's
meet
not
other people in the hobby is fun too, Brian. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a nice thing, So
it's cool. This platform has allowed you to, make these friends and do your cross interviewing and cross, game talk. So that's cool.
May as well use technology for something worthwhile, right?
it's new.
There's so much of it's not used for good, but this we can have some fun with.
How do you sit in your chair? This is so uncomfortable.
Well, you're the one that stole it from me. Clint's got the back vibrating massage chair with the heat.
It's got the divot.
Sure he does.
He's got his built-in divot. That's why you're not feeling
That's probably why.
He's got his
That's
ass divot
better
in
than
there.
mine.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. It was a whooping expensive chair off of Amazon.
Oh, I was gonna say you better correct that.
So, but you know what? It actually been pretty good for the price.
Take it easy, Eric.
Yeah, you get too offended too easily. It's okay.
Oh man, I used to have a line back in the day.
You better run.
I used to go, chill, baby, baby, chill. Oh, I got a few slaps in that one.
I bet you did.
Don't use that.
Yeah, I would have.
All
I
you,
would have snapped.
all you players out there, don't use that to calm down a woman because she'll just belt you.
No, he thought he'd be smart and try to like pet my nose like I was a dog.
No.
Yeah.
Hi, Taylor.
You know, Brian, a taser works much better at calming someone down.
There you go. That's true.
Somehow we're scaring David. He goes, "What are you planning on doing to me?" Well, did I miss something when I got your soda or what?
I don't know what's going on now.
What's it?
Oh no, I said he has to get on.
Oh no, we were just saying, David, that we would like to have you on the show because it'd be fun, but you're busy. Is all I told Ashley. I said you're busy.
And I said never. I don't care.
Basically, Ashley's saying it doesn't matter. She'll drag you on anyways.
Yep, pretty much.
And Taylor had to go. Have a good night then, Taylor. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun meeting other people. So now back down to doing some more gaming and stuff and just trying to tidy things up, man.
Yeah. Is Axe, is that Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave, I'm a wargamer. Yeah, that that brought a lot of people together. Just exposure. Because I'll be honest with you, I watched every single one of those that I could find on YouTube. Every single one. And a lot of them are like gamers that don't do what I'm into, but I still watch them. And I'm telling you, a lot of us walk in so many in such close circles and similar circles. How we got into the hobby, especially because some of the older timers, it was almost like it was like it was a stage, like pow 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 pow. And we all hit those tumblers, and we're like, man, I mean, we all could be like best friends because we all like actually experienced the same thing, played the same thing, and went through the same thing to get us here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, that's how we met.
I'll say David was actually the one that called us out.
He challenged.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and then after that, we had to go and try to find people. So I was going through different YouTubes, and that's when I started going through them and seeing who was been already called out and all that. But yeah, we couldn't find anyone that wasn't already been called out.
Clint, did you make a video of why I'm a wargamer?
No.
That's the first one you see on our channel. But Clint.
It's hard for me to do. Well, now it's not as hard for me to do video. I just got stuff set up to start doing videos again. I got things to work. Greg and I were testing it earlier, but there's still some lag issues with live feed. But yeah, wife and I are going to start doing a lot of RPG videos here soon.
That's cool.
So
I just think
David, we'll make sure it's scheduled in correctly and give you enough notice.
I'll give you a couple hour notice, Dave.
Yeah, there you go. Just a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's in Canada, so if I send him an email, it'll probably be held up for a few weeks. So.
By the Canadian Post, huh?
Yeah. We got
right to customs. They have to check it out. Yeah, we unfortunately I had sent a bunch of stuff. I have one of my partners in Weird World War II. He's my painter, is in Germany. And I sent a bunch of awesome stuff to him, and he painted it up. It looks fantastic. And he sent it back, and it's been lost. So, like,
not necessarily. You might still get it.
I mean, it's been a couple months, but I mean,
well, David, that was what we were talking about last week, and David said he got it like 6 months later or 8 months later.
I'd be nice if it shows up, because man, these are just beautiful. He is such an artist, and but yeah, that was like 20. No, that was maybe 30. Or 20 figures, just anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm kind of scared. Only for Advantage wants me to try to do something for them, and that's what I'm kind of scared of is trying to ship it back and forth.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. British Post is slow. I mean,
well, it's not that. It's just more how I'm going to ship them to him.
Oh, yeah.
Without them being damaged.
It's not so expensive to send from the U.S., but I think for them to send back is pricey.
Well, yeah.
Because they charge VATs and everything else.
Yeah, the VAT and all that, and
Well,
That I hate dealing with that.
Yeah, I think what he's going to do is the miniatures he wants her to do.
He's
They're
gonna just ship them from
buy in
them.
the States and just send it like to her.
I gotcha.
She can paint them because that would save half your shipping right there.
Yeah.
Then she could paint them and send them back. But yeah, it is. I mean, I was like shocked at how much it cost to send that little box.
I mean, you can also have him tell you what he wants, and you just buy it in the States, and then just paint it from here, and then ship it. So he would pay for it, obviously, but or however you guys want to arrange that. But I've done that. I've had barters where like someone was going to paint something or build something for like some scenery or something. I'm like, hey man, what's in the States that you can't get cheap? Because I'll buy it and I'll just ship it to you because it's cheaper for me to just ship it to you than you purchase it here and then have it ship it. Yeah, so I do stuff like that. Gotta love that bartering, man. You gotta be careful though, because I've been burned. I've been burned a couple times.
I don't see them burning me though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying there are people. Just the people you're interacting with, make sure you trust them and all that stuff. So
yeah, most definitely.
It's the shipping's the only thing you'd have to figure out. Mm-hmm. But see, if they bought it and then sent it to her, then there's no risk actually for her.
I mean, you could send a gift. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. To be honest with you, it's weird.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Make sure there's tracking and insurance on it.
Well, that's what I didn't put insurance on the thing.
Insurance is even iffy doing it internationally.
But I did put the tracking number on there because I thought, it's only a couple-hour drive, and the guy's talking 4 to 6 days. And I'm like, nah,
even insurance, you're just going to get, most people lowball the value because they don't want to pay inflated insurance costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So more than likely, you'll just get your shipping back and maybe a little bit more if it does get lost. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't always. I hate doing insurance for the post office.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, the U.S. Post Office is pretty lax, and they don't open many boxes and check stuff. But there's certain wording that you need to give when you. I'm not saying anybody not be truthful. I'm not doing that. But if instead of writing toy soldiers, writing game pieces or something like that, it might be advantageous to certain countries because red flags will pop up. Like toy soldiers are kind of known to be collectibles or something.
Yeah.
Like game piece, like miniature game pieces, or something like that. It kind of those flags don't.
See, I probably shouldn't have wrote on his package 1 gold bar.
Put Twilight figures on it, and nobody will touch it.
Sparkly vampire figures.
Twilight figures. That'll work.
I tell you, I sold a bunch of my wife's or my father-in-law's old Morse code keys.
Oh, cool.
The old ones from like the 40s and 50s. We sent one guy in Canada bought one of them, and I shipped it up to him, and I put on it telegraph key. I get an email, or I think it was an email back from Canadian Post. They're like, "This is not a key." And so they're like thinking we cheated. I'm like, well, first of all, this is much heavier than a key. Why would I send a key in a giant box like this? Second, you're a fucking idiot. And then they charged him $60 to get it out of customs because it had some weird metal in it.
Oh my god!
Like it's called brass. That shiny stuff.
That's just getting dumb.
That precious metal brass.
Yep.
What you doing, babies?
I'm having some cereal. What you doing?
Yeah, she just like waking up at 4:30 in the afternoon, having her morning coffee, her morning breakfast. She didn't work today.
Well,
we tried not to work today, but
it's all good.
It just didn't happen.
We kind of
we live how we want.
We just because both Greg and I work for a newspaper, and we handle the account side of delivering a paper. We don't deliver the delivery. it's so frustrating when carriers aren't doing their job or even close. And some of the excuses, like, I'm sorry. So there's two towns.
Stuck by a train, so I couldn't work today.
Yeah, they couldn't deliver to these two towns. Towns. One of them has a giant college in it. So, like every town I've ever seen has 3, 4, maybe 6 routes to get to this town, especially when it's along a highway. But nope, one train, you can't get there. Like, what?
So imagine hundreds of people calling you angry.
Yeah, 118 to be exact.
It's funny because like in Texas, so like when a package, let's say U.S. Postal Service, what they'll do is they'll send it to Dallas, and then they'll send it to the Dallas hub, and then they'll send it to the Austin hub, and then from Austin they'll send it up to like Temple, and then it comes to us. So it's just totally zigzagging past me like 3 times.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's funny.
And then they want.
Like, I don't want to do it. You guys do it. Yep, that's pretty much what it is.
What?
Oh, I said they didn't want to do it, so they tried passing it off to someone else.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to touch this. It's for Brian. Will you take it? No, I don't want to take it.
I like what Mel said. She's an adult. She can have cereal for dinner.
That's true.
I'll be making dinner. Actually, I'll probably have to switch you anyway.
It's kind of like that.
Dinner. It's 5 o'clock already.
Huh?
I should be starting dinner.
Are you offering to make dinner because we're live on the air? I'm just joking.
You want to be stabbed?
No.
You can put an apron on? Be sure to put the apron on.
Oh.
And the little, little thing in your hair.
Should I kick him?
No.
I'm just going to kick him.
I'm glad because she can't hit me with that roller from here. She can hit you.
Actually, I have
Don't give her
I have rolling pins.
David will be my, so, yeah. I don't want to be hit by a roller.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Hey, Mel, I know you can hear me. Smack him upside his head.
She's out of the room.
But she can see. If she can type, she can see it.
Yeah, but she'll just rewatch the video later. Then, I forgot to do this. Smack! Right out of nowhere.
Watching TV. Be like, what was that for?
It'll be on Cops.
Cops.
She like hit me. What, baby? What? What'd I say?
I plead the fifth. I don't remember nothing. That's okay.
Do it so I can see it.
She's just a room away.
Oh, here she comes.
He's gonna be ducking. So
what?
Brian,
what does he mean?
Thinking she didn't know what was happening, huh? What does Keegan mean? Keegan says that's the only reason she's cooking, Greg. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
That's what I'm kind of curious about. Unless he means because I work during the night and I sleep most of the day. That's why I don't cook. I do cook. More than what his ass does.
You're just digging it deeper, man.
Yeah.
That's our show. Sometimes we get in over our heads. That's why we need G.I. Joe to save us.
No.
Pork chop sandwiches. You guys don't get that reference.
If you held the pin up like this, would it make you a high roller or no?
There you go. There you go.
Just an idea. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to be punny.
Puns are the lowest form of comedy.
Oh boy, I'm on
the they're still fun.
I don't know. We have fun, don't we? Clint at work, back and forth in our main chat. They don't know what we're talking about. They really don't.
I need to recover that alternate World War II / conversation we had back when we were at Safe Light. I need to send that to Brian. You will get a kick out of that.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, one of our coworkers explained. Clint, thought that World War.
When we worked for IAA, which recovered salvage vehicles from the insurance companies, he was calling on like a 69 Dodge, I don't know, Coronet or something. Anyway, and he was on the other side of the wall from me, so I could hear his conversation. He's this Mexican dude, really nice kid. I'm betting he was, 19, 20, 21, and he was young.
Yeah.
So he's calling on this Dodge, and he says, yeah, I'm calling on this 1969 Dodge. I'm pretty sure it was a Coronet, but he's like, the one from World War II.
Well, if it was a 69, I mean, you could say there's Dodge World War II vehicles, but not 69.
Yeah. No, he said World War II. Well, this started in, a 2-hour chat conversation about alternate history.
Because people heard it.
Man, and I had to actually pull it out of the chat, put it into an email, and email it to myself because there's no way we would ever pull this out of our ass again. Nothing this brilliant would ever come.
That's funny.
There was
it was just
there was
it
no
was
Vietnam War. There was nothing. There was just World War II, and then
just World War II back in '69.
That's funny.
So, it was kind of a skip, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, there's been nuggets of things like that with my kids when they were younger, though. But that's understandable. But a 20-year-old should kind of, maybe not. I mean, even if it wasn't detailed, I mean, you should at least know that there was World War II who was in it.
In the 30s and 40s, not 69. Yeah.
Jeez.
And he is. I mean, it's definitely a good example of modern youth at this point.
Yeah.
Not for everybody, Clint. Just some. We just have to deal with just most. Yeah.
Homeschooling. I homeschool my daughter, and
fantastic.
We're doing history right now too, and she's reading my college history books, and we talk about it. So it's basically we're just reading history, and then we'll delve closer into the details, if I want to. But she went through. We did Texas history last year. We did all of Texas history, and it's interesting. It's kind of cool to bring this history to this new generation, because they don't hear about it in like their normal in their normal travels amongst each other. They don't talk about things like that, and so it's cool that they know about it, and at least get an unmodified, or I'm pretty black and white with my history, and I kind of try to give all aspects of what happened.
Oh.
And so there's no real like the victor writes the story. There's always another story. So it's kind of cool to get different perspectives of the same issue. So it's a lot of fun to give her a little bit more detail than what I think a lot of the school kids get nowadays.
God, Greg, that's a lot of. That's very true. Have I known you since 2013, Greg?
Probably. Been a while.
Are you ready? Yeah. So trying to find that alternate chat because I saved some of our stuff. I found your Thanksgiving Massacre post, Greg, from 2013.
What was that? I don't remember. I remember when I left it was Star Wars stuff.
It says, "Good morning, team. I hope that you all have a fantastic Turkey Day. Welcome to Black Friday. To commemorate the Great Turkey Massacre of 11/28 of 2013, where tens of thousands of turkeys laid down their lives to fill our bellies, the streets ran brown with gravy. The walls dripped with mashed potatoes. Children are forever scarred with the sight of endless Brussels sprouts. Let this day forever be burned into our memory. We shall honor this day by shopping with our heart's content. Make it amazing."
Wow.
By the way, this is what it's like to work with Greg, just so you know. This is a great example of what it's like to work with Greg.
You ain't funny.
It wasn't Brussels sprouts for me. It was asparagus. For some reason, my mom would make some asparagus every Thanksgiving, and everybody ate it but me because it was so slimy and gnarly. But yeah, it's
okay.
Brussels sprouts are about the same.
Yeah, I don't mind Brussels sprouts, but they're not my favorite.
David was saying that when he was a kid, his dad was friends with an old timer who used to move houses with the World War II. Is that CMP?
CMP.
Yeah. Nice. You can move our house. Just pick it up and.
What's a CMP?
David. Oh, wait a minute.
Communist moving party?
Keegan says try being My future son-in-law, if you think that's bad, Clint.
You didn't say
Fair.
Clint.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm his wife, and I feel embarrassed 95% of the time.
Wow. You can go cook now.
Honey, I love you, but
Wow.
it's kind of bad.
Jeez.
It's all fun. It's all fun until we go to bed in fear.
In fear.
Wake up to a knife to the face.
I'll be right back.
Don't give her any ideas, Brian.
Yeah, Mel likes to play little jokes on me when I'm sleeping too, but we won't get into that. Mel.
She gotta hurt you.
That would be a different
She will
story.
hurt
Yeah.
There you go. At least you know
Well, guys,
where
I gotta actually bow out too.
Kill her.
I got a date with my son again. We're gonna watch some movies, but I came in a little late. I lost track of time.
Well, hey, go spend time with your son, man. That's important. Thanks for signing up and joining and being part of the nut crazy stuff.
Yeah, Mel will stay online, so she'll wrap.
All
with
right, Mel, you're gonna have to explain.
it. All right, guys. You guys have a good week.
See
All
ya.
right, bye. Well, so now we're just going to wait for Clint to come back. And sounds like Mel got Brian scared. So that's cool. Well, Mel, you can hop on if you want. We're glad you're still there, though. Yep. And then here comes Clint. He's coming back. So
Yeah, I'm totally revising that Thanksgiving one this year, Greg. Just so you know, be ready. Since we are working from home, I do have access to it.
I recall the whole thing with traveling to Chicago and the other stuff I did. And then when I left,
yeah.
I had left and I was running out of fuel in my Starship Cruiser. Clint said it was really touching. He said it actually almost got a tear.
Did you ever work, or did you send stupid, goofy things?
I did work. I worked. What? David says Canadian military pattern. Okay, that's what CMP stands for. We were trying to figure out what.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. Why is Keegan saying one Greg is bad?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious
I
about.
got a coupon in the mail for free cloning service, so I thought I'd do that. What?
She said a jump scare video made him fling his computer.
Oh, yeah. So Mel scared Brian enough to make him jump, huh? And yeah, Dee's known us for a little bit there. So yeah, it was interesting. Should have got a little Paul figure from the movie and put that on the table.
Oh God,
That'd been awesome.
that was such a stupid fucking
Well, our
movie.
supervisor, I think Paul.
I loved it.
Or Alf, you know. Bill said he had his laptop on his chest. My laptop went flying, then I take it. Sometimes jokes can go a little too far.
That would have been priceless. That's when you wish you had a camera.
Yes, Keegan,
Oh,
I
God.
still do have that. Uh-huh.
Actually, I believe that's on our page too.
No, I took that down, but I think I have a video because remember at one point when YouTube pulled that stuff, I pulled all 80 videos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then Mel was laughing so hard she was crying.
I would be.
And yes, Keegan, that video is still around where your troops need to be dressed up. Yep. I still have that one.
Oh yeah, that's right before I painted all
I
these
was just
Americans.
being goofy though. What you looking up there, Clint?
Trying to find that conversation of ours.
Oh, the last one.
That World War I. I'm going through the old emails trying to find it.
Yes, Keegan, that video I still have somewhere. I guess if we upgrade this, you can actually play videos, but it's an expensive upgrade. Just to occasionally put a video up there.
Mm-hmm.
Although it would be interesting, that one. Gotta have some fun in life, for sure.
Yeah.
But now Keegan's troops are no longer without
No, mine are.
clothes.
I have a whole box
Yeah,
full
well,
of them.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That's all. Well, you still got to finish painting yours. You have about 100 something.
More than that. All my troops need to be painted. I haven't painted any of them.
Oh.
I started them. Only about maybe 10 or 11 of them have actual painted uniforms.
Oh.
Everything else is naked.
I'm having fun. He's playing Farming Simulator, and watching us. Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah, same here. I have so much to paint still. Yeah, and plus his Necrons.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. So
Man,
really,
I don't need to paint Necrons. They're fine.
Well, they gotta look good.
some of the new Necrons are pretty cool. Those new
Mhm.
sculpts
Yeah.
are pretty neat. I think Mel, you have the Indominus box, right? You got to which side of that are you playing? Because I thought Brian said that's what you got. Mel has a whole Chinese army to paint.
Oh,
Um,
I don't feel bad for you.
that might be interesting.
That'd be
You
brutal.
know, it'd be fun to paint though. Is like the Romans from back then.
Yeah, those would be actually kind of interesting to paint.
And that's
Now,
kind
if she has like the newer Chinese, or is it like older, like Mongolian kind of Chinese? David has the Necrons.
Yeah, the Necrons are kind of cool, Mel. And David, you got the Necrons. So, yeah, the Necrons in this box that were pretty neat. There's some figures you only get in that box
Mhm.
set. One of them you can buy separately. I think it's like $40 for one. The taller ones. I think you'd have fun with those, Mel.
No,
One more-
World War II Chinese.
Is that? I can't pronounce that. Scorpius is awesome, David. That's I can't remember which one that is. Hold on a
Gonna look
second.
it up.
Yeah, because several when we got the box, because that's I traded off my Necrons there, but they were really cool. I was impressed with them. And some of them are pretty neat. I mean, the abilities they have are kind of nice too. So, Mel, I think Mel, you'd have fun. Warhammer is fun to play.
I enjoy it, but
You have to paint them first. That's half the fun is painting them, but you could play them without.
Oh,
painting
it's
them.
the one that has like the 4 arms.
Yeah. So she looked up the one you were talking about there, David. Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was because I don't know them by name. So sorry. But yeah, there's some cool figures in there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the code for streaming, Keegan?
What, to get on here?
If you're gonna come on here, be good, Keegan. It's right here. All you gotta do is click that link, and then we can pull you in there.
There it goes.
Dee says she's still trying to paint and build hers. Okay, so Mr. Moffat, what is one-page rules? Is that a different rule set for the figures? Or is it just more of a condensed version for Warhammer? So all you have to do, Keegan, is click that link and it'll hook you up. So maybe that's a different version there to play faster.
that would make
Yeah,
sense.
he should have all his Necrons pretty much on handy. I gotta get them.
Oh, you're on the phone. Well, you need to go to your computer, Keegan, or your gaming now.
Well, I mean, he can do it from the phone, but it's not as easy.
I couldn't do it on my phone.
Now, if your phone would let you plug in your headset, then you'd be okay, probably. And you're right there next to your router, so you got service. Oh, wow.
And so his won't let him do mobile.
Well, then why'd you ask for the link?
I have to pull mine from my email in order for it to work. And it has to open it up in Chrome.
Okay, so it's a simpler, David said it's a simpler set of rules. That's cool. We'll have to check them out.
That makes sense. Yeah, would definitely be worth looking into.
Yeah, Kill Team is a shorter version. Keegan, if you want, I can send you the link in your email. Then you have to open it from the email, and it should work on your phone. But it won't work that way. It would have to.
Yeah, you got to do it from the email. It's the only way it'll work.
I gotta stand up. I can't sit in your chair any longer.
Okay.
Oh,
Alrighty.
I just can't. Your chair sucks. No offense.
Thank you. Yep. Well, get me a new one then, like Clint has.
I
Yeah.
can't afford that.
So hold on a second here. I will send. Oh boy, I'm in the wrong thing. Hey Keegan, just send me your email to the phone again because I'm not able to open up my regular Gmail. I have the Gamers with Coffee one open at this moment. So we'll have to try this. Hear what David said. So, okay. In that case, there, Mr. Moffat, spam away. He says he's spamming it with links, so go ahead. Spam away with some links. That would be cool. Hey, Clint, your phone's doing real well. You're not losing nothing.
No, well, I'm not messing with it too. It's just sitting there.
Well, I think it would be beneficial for you to run the cable, and it would be better for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That I think is the plan, is what I'm going to do. I think it'll be easier.
That'd be the best bet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, David, for putting the links there in the Discord. I will check out them in a little bit too. So what we got to do this week is, last week was kind of just a lot to do and catching up, and then I had to take the last day or two to do things outside that I just couldn't get away from. All the snow melted and it had to be done. But going to try to get a game in here and do like a battle report on that and get that up to YouTube also. Hey, Ashley. Oh, I'm not sure where she went. So she stepped away there, D. I'll tell her about that when she comes back. Her signature color on there. Yeah, it's let's see here. That is her color for that, for sure. Are you still looking around? There's Keegan.
Yeah, I've got a lot of old stuff to go through because I've got it just thrown in my email. So
there's Keegan. You may want to look it up later there, Clint, if you want.
What's Clinton looking up? I had to get rid of the stream in order to open it. So what's Clinton looking up?
Oh, I'm trying to find an old conversation that Greg and I had back at Safe Light several years ago because it's hilarious.
Oh, that ages Gamers with Coffee. Isn't that where you guys all started?
There was no question about that.
What? Yeah. So Keegan, you were playing Farming Simulator.
See if I can. I can't flip it around. Still am.
Oh, okay. There you go. It's working now.
So you're. Oh, I'm just in the middle of harvesting sugar beets. So.
Well, that's simple enough. You can harvest your sugar beets.
Yeah,
so that's
especially when you hire the computer.
Well, in that game, can't you just auto set it, Keegan, to just run the rows?
Yeah, you just hire an AI. It just basically it's like hiring a person, hiring a helping hand out of the classifieds.
The classifieds in the game?
No, it's not an actual classified, but it'd be like the equivalent of putting an ad in the classified saying help so needed.
In game, you can hire the help to do that for you.
Yep.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
Dee said your signature color is neon green.
Yes, mine is. Yes. Well,
no, it's that lime green.
My Warhammer guys. Why?
Okay, so David, thank you. So I put that up there. So there are good battle reports on YouTube for one-page rules. We'll have to look up and see because may as well check it out just to see what it is, you know. Yeah, Craigslist beat pickers needed. That's kind of funny, Mel. Apparently in the game you can just hire them. So it's a game that you don't actually have to play, Keegan. You can just hire other in-game workers to do the work for you in the game.
I can. I've got to right now. Clint, is there a way to flip the camera around on your phone so you don't have to use the forward-facing one?
It doesn't let me in this function. I just end up turning the phone.
It may not let you, Keegan. I don't know.
It might not because it locks you into this setting.
Well, it would make sense because it's a conference type setting. So
yeah, no. So like, it's raining right now. It's raining right now, so I can't. I had hired this guy to plant this field with oats, and it looks like he ran out too. He ran out of oats. I got to go get seed. So I've got created silage. I've got a grass field that I've got hay. I've got up in the front. Well, I just hop in the truck and we'll go for a drive. So I've got horses. Huh?
You ran out of seeds and you got to go get more, huh?
I do, but I actually have. They've upgraded with mods, so you can get mods that people make and download. And I spend absolutely nothing anymore for seed because I actually have a seed plant.
Oh, so
I've got a plant that makes barrels, a plant that makes can't see nothing in the trees. A plant that makes the lumber, the 2x for the barrels, and then I've got a plant over here that makes seed. But all it costs me is every once in a while I got to put in wheat or soybeans, and then I make seed out of them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just about self-sufficient. I'm just about to the point where I don't need the quote unquote market to do anything. I've got cattle going on a different one on a different part of the farm. Got my harvester just kind of sitting there, not doing anything. Part of that field. The only downfall is like if you plant at the wrong time, it'll go in timings, and your field might be half ready, half not ready when it comes time to harvest.
Oh, okay.
But I've got cattle here, and with them, I've got there's Aaron in the background. I've got they're starting to make manure, but I've got a stack of straw, a stack of grass. I got a stack of chaff in the back. I'm actually stocking up on that to make hay pellets. So
you keep yourself pretty busy then with this game. It sounds like.
Yeah, well, the only downfall to it is on the console. Everyone has to have matching equipment that you have downloaded.
Oh, okay.
But when you have it on the PC, for some reason the PC computers they'll let you play with whatever mod. You don't have to have matching mods, and people can play together. I'll just cut through somebody else's field.
Huh.
But no, I like it. I enjoy it. It's a time killer. Definitely kills time. So, but I mean, heck, it's one of those games. But for me, it's one of those games. I can play it, and if the kids need me, I can just hire a person, or I can put the controller down. I don't have to worry about someone shooting me if I got to go take care of the kids.
Yeah, that's true. It gives you a chance to stop.
That's handy.
Yeah.
But Sea of Thieves, we should do some. That's fun to play.
We do see Thieves. I've got to get my buddy in. He's pretty hilarious.
That's what Ashley said, especially when you guys went around blowing up ships that were just trying to fish. So,
well, yeah, that may have been by accident. We didn't realize what they were doing.
May have been. So Mel had said a couple minutes ago, she said gamers can build computers for gaming, but give us an Apple phone, and we're like, what button do we push? Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like no button.
That is true sometimes. I'm more of a fan of the Android. I just like using that one better, but it kind of just depends on whatever system you want to use, really.
Well, and the Apple system is on one phone.
Yeah.
You go to the Android system, it's on multiple phones. Motorola. I'm going to be picking up the cat phone for work. The cat phones, they all run on Android. The
You got more of a selection, I'd say.
Yeah,
sure.
There's more selection, and you'll see like the stuff that comes on an iPhone. 9 times out of 10, you'll see it come out on an Android, and then when the iPhone updates, well, Android came out with that last year, so you're behind.
Yeah, that's true. There's different versions of Android, and they're slightly different too on some phones. Yeah, gaming on an Android is easier, I think. Mel was saying she prefers gaming on Android. There's more options, I think, for you too. Now, like with Apple, from what I've heard, if you're into singing and songwriting and art stuff like that, then their stuff's geared, a lot more stuff geared for that with them. But if you're just into gaming, I think I don't know. It's too bad you only got 2 choices. It's like everything else. You got 2 choices. So it should be more. Other phone companies come in.
Well, you have 3 choices actually. No.
Yes.
You can get Android, a Windows phone, or
Windows,
you can get Android, or an
Apple, and then you have the old dumb flip phones.
The flip phones were actually, and the reason they're coming back is you don't have a phone anymore. You have a computer you talk into that generates a whole lot of power into your head and everything else around it. So it's not a phone anymore. It's a tablet you talk to. So the functionality is not just a phone. So sending text messages, when that came out, BlackBerry, when they first introduced that, it was for business people to send text to people in meetings so they didn't get a phone call to interrupt a meeting.
I miss my BlackBerry.
And BlackBerries,
I kind of miss mine too.
I had the slider. I think Crystal said the other day she had the slider also.
Yep, I did too.
Where the keyboard slid out from behind it.
Yep. Those were good phones. But the phones today, look at you drop them, they break. You buy one right now, it's already outdated. It's it is a face tablet now. You're right.
They don't always drop when they only break when they drop. I've got I got living proof in the other room that sometimes they don't break and shatter and get destroyed and they fly off at about 70 miles an hour. And then they'll freak out your spouses because they'll think you're dead.
Or you drop them like Josh did on accident, just the right way, and the whole screen shatters.
Well, yeah, that just fell out of the back seat. I mean, it wasn't even. I don't think it even fell a foot in total because it dropped. It dropped twice. It dropped and hit the floor of the truck. Then he opened the door and it dropped out and hit the floor, the footboard. So I don't think it was even a foot drop, and it was destroyed.
So I mean,
weird how they do it.
It's kind of a preference thing there as to what you want to use. Because we're using Android the whole time, I won't switch over to Apple just because I know what I'm doing with Android, and I believe.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to change.
Yeah,
I'll just stick with what I know, and doesn't have to be proprietary and blah blah blah.
Well, and it seems like Android is more compatible with other things.
Yeah, true.
Well, they can add more to it too. So you got all. It's just I don't know. It's preference, but
it's like Xbox to PlayStation.
Yeah, it's preference because there's good games on PlayStation too, like Killzone. You don't get that on Microsoft. So Killzone's a pretty good game. But then again, Microsoft and Bungie, they hold Halo. So
yeah, I don't see how you'd ever want to go to play Killzone when you can play Halo.
Well, you have to just like gaming in general. I mean, there's some games on.
Oh, I know.
That are good on both of them. So it just all depends. I played Killzone. That was interesting when it first came out. But Halo, I like that too. It came out the day it came out. So
yeah, I'm just surprised that Spyro's on Xbox now because we have Spyro and Crash.
Yep.
And Final Fantasy. So the Final Fantasy I like, I always forget what the heck the number is. The one I grew up with playing on PlayStation 1 was Final Fantasy 8. Well, it got remastered, and I actually play it now on my Xbox. And it was originally a PlayStation game.
Yeah, because after so long, the licenses. So that's why they're doing more and more cross-play. Like with Call of Duty, it's cross-play. If you get the cross-play edition like we did, because, I mean, we got a gamers group, so you game with the guys that do PC and guys that do the PlayStation. One thing with PC, and I don't mean to offend anybody, is there's an awful lot of cheating with those. There's an awful lot of modding. And so I think
it's easier to mod.
Well, I think what they need to do is have a built-in mod to the games that when it detects any kind of modification, it disables it. And then play the game on your own merit because people can't play the games anymore without help. Like they have to have a lot of
the aimbots and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, then you're gonna go that far. Are you gonna make them not have the dot on the screen like what you can buy where you can scope in and put your dot in the center?
Well, you wouldn't be able to do that, I don't think, but it's your software. So when they put the software out and people are adding modifications to things, it's not licensed for them to add mods, right? That I know of. So as go ahead.
I see your point, Greg, but to a degree too, sometimes mods help. Like Fallout 4, I had mods on there to fix the water, so you could actually see in the water. I had a mod that fixed the one bridge, so you could actually cross it without falling off of it half the time. So there were a few that were helpful, but didn't really change the play of the game. You know, I could close the one shutters in the Red Rocket station so that I didn't have it open all the time because for some reason it bugged me having those open.
Sure, I see that, but what I'm talking about is mods that let you see where the players are on the map through walls, shooting through buildings. So you get people running around with these high scores, like I got a KD that's like a 5.0 or something. Yeah, it's because they're not doing it on their own. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some people are really good, and there's a few things, but you're talking about Fallout's a little different than other, first-person games.
No, and I'll agree on Call of Duty. Like I watched you, Greg. What was it? a couple weeks ago, I think it was, Crystal and I sat down and you're streaming and we watched you play on I think it's the new Call of Duty in the train station yard. And half the time it's just like, how'd they even see you? It's like how? There's no way they saw you with as quickly as they came around the corner.
That's why I don't play some of those games. It's like, how are you even finding me or able to shoot me, you know?
Yeah,
stuff like that. You know,
some of the people streaming have been caught using them because they can see
Yeah.
through the walls on their streams. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about mods actually help a game, but there's very few of those. Fallout has a lot of bugs. They seem to release games that are just inherently need a lot of work. So you got a community that fixes it, but this isn't fixing mods. This is, hey, I can fire bullets through trains and buildings and walls. I can eliminate your whole team when you start off the get go. I
can do that in Cyberpunk, but that's a little different story too.
It's a different.
Yeah, that's more of a.
That's not a mod. That's just a game.
Style. Isn't Cyberpunk more Fallout style though?
No. Cyberpunk's very cyber future. It's just some of the weapons are that powerful you can shoot through walls. They're high end, super powerful weapons. And they're not even mods. They're just part of the game. So, but you can see through walls too if you using the cybernetics. But I can kill people with my character's mind. I don't even have to shoot a gun. I get a lot of times I'll take out entire street gangs without actually pulling my pistol at all. It's just the way that game works. Now, was it Red Faction had a rail gun that shot through walls in one of the supplements, and it was an awesome gun. You could see through the wall and you could shoot people through the wall, but it was firing a spike at supersonic speed, so it made sense that it could shoot through walls.
Yeah, this is just first-person shooting game.
Yeah.
So, and I know that you're not too much, but I think you would have fun if we all got into a group. I tried to get Crystal and Keegan to. Crystal really likes that, but Keegan he's not so much into that. So.
And the which one? I'm sorry, I got distracted for a second. Which one?
Caught like with the zombies, the new one. I think Crystal would like that.
No, she wouldn't.
I'm big into zombies. Crystal's been playing. She's been playing Spyro, but then she's been playing at times too when she does play. Call of the Wild.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, yeah, because she's gonna try and start playing that again with our youngest daughter Kenna, because we're on our way up last night and going back to Android gaming. Our youngest daughter downloaded a hunting game where you had to actually walk around and track the animals. It was basically Call of the Wild for hunting. So I think Crystal's going to fire that back up.
That's cool.
So
yeah, well, we may as well. The nice thing is you can play with people wherever they're at, like you and me, Clint, whoever. We could all game together. You know, everybody has a console you can game, so it's kind of cool that way.
Yeah.
But then again, some of the PC games, like that new, what's it called, Villain? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct, but it looks pretty cool on Steam. It's all, like Viking stuff. And that's pretty cool looking. But it's like Vikings with Minecraft. You got to build stuff, forge your weapons, but you also have to fight, and so it's just interesting. It's all Viking stuff. Except you're fighting big monsters. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like $20 for the beta.
Huh.
Yeah. Clint would like it. Clint would like it. I know that. You might like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you like all that Nordic
Viking Assassin's Creed Valhalla either, so
yeah.
Or SnowRunners. I need to get that updated.
Yeah, I think the games where you have to forge and build your stuff like that, I think those are way more fun.
Well, in Fallout New Vegas was that way. You would have to craft your ammo. You would have to upgrade your weapons, stuff like that. Cyberpunk 2077 is kind of that way. You have a crafting ability, so you can craft weapons or clothing or equipment, plus you can upgrade and modify them. So that's kind of nice in 2077 doing it, but getting some of the good stuff is tricky. You kind of either got to know where it is or you have to be a much higher level to really get the good stuff.
Hmm.
I know I'm on my second.
I've been thinking about downloading 2077 because
There's
that's online
if you
multiplayer,
do-
isn't it?
No, it once you get past a certain part where you can roam the world, if you do get it, let me know and I'll show you where some of the toys are, like Skippy. Skippy is a very sarcastic pistol.
Does it talk when it shoots?
Yeah, you shoot it, and if you reload, it says new magazine detected. Thanks, Choom. Or like every now and then it'll go bum bum beat up bum be dum bum, and it just sings. But depending on what mode you have Skippy in, he'll either do nothing but headshots or nothing but leg shots.
Oh dear Lord!
So if you're a lower level character, Skippy is a good one to have, but you don't have to be super high level to get like Comrade's Hammer. That's that one I had the video of that did 14,000 points of damage to one person.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, things. Yeah, he can blow up 2 or 3 people at a time by shooting them with this pistol. Now it's only one shot, but then I've got the sniper rifle that shoots through walls. I've got a shotgun that can shoot and literally throw people back several feet. I mean, there's some good. There's Fenrir, which is a submachine gun that sets people on fire. Those are
So
just
you
the
can
fun ones.
customize them then, right, Clint? I mean, is that
Well,
what it
those
is?
are the
Modify 'em?
legendary weapons. They're very unique, so there's very little modifying you can do with those. But the other ones you can craft and upgrade. I mean, there's so many weapons you can do stuff with. And you know, if you need money, you just go and kill the local street gang. Because I have my cyber stuff so high, I can do it without ever actually firing a shot. I just turn one of them against their buddies. They start shooting each other. I make one of them kill themselves with a thing called suicide. They'll just literally blow their brains out. And then I just poison the rest of them and they all just collapse. And I've never fired a shot or even drew my gun. And then I just go and pick up their stuff.
Huh.
that got violent really quick.
There's some brutal stuff you can do with the cybernetics in that game. I mean, I had one mission. I had to take out the netrunner who was in the basement of this building. I pinged the building, highlighted everybody. It highlighted the netrunner orange for me. I shot her from the street outside of the building, blew her head off with my sniper rifle, finished the job without ever entering the building. There's just a lot of sick things you can do with that game. Oh, and it lets you run people down. You can kill people by hitting them with their own cars.
With their own cars.
Well, that'd be
That's
one
kind
way.
of
Yeah, I'll
And
walk
so-
up to a street gang. I'll get in their car. I'll back it up, and then I'll just ram them with it. And if they survive, I just run over them again. And if I really want to be bad, I'll just toss some grenades and blow the car up next to them. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is a fun game.
Definitely for anger releasing.
Mel says note to self in case of apocalypse, bring Clint.
Yes, that is correct.
There you go. Yeah, well, yeah. The apocalypse isn't so scary if you're used, kind of waiting for it. And
Well, I learned long ago back in high school that if the high school bully comes at you with a baseball bat, hitting him with a 73 Ranchero is very effective.
works.
Yeah, broke both of his legs. And funny thing is, I didn't really hit him. I just let off the brake and rolled over him. He just fell over the front and broke both legs, and he dropped his bat.
Dropped his bat. Huh.
Yep.
I didn't do that again.
No, he kind of learned his lesson but yeah, he was an asshole, but yeah, that kind of put an end to my issues with him.
Well,
Yeah, but
sometimes the bullies, you just kind of got to set them straight, and let them know.
Well,
Otherwise,
you could tell he didn't think, because obviously if you're going to get out of your car and walk at me with a baseball bat, waving in the air and threatening me like I'm not going to hit you with my car, why the hell would I get out and face you? That's just stupid.
This is why you like Cyberpunk so much, huh?
That's why I like a lot of games so much.
Get to relive the running over the bully days.
Well, when you think of it in an apocalyptic setting, are you going to sit there and firefight with the dude that you can just run down with your armored vehicle? No.
No, not gonna
Well,
waste
yeah,
any of the.
that'd be the manly way to do it.
Yeah, no, that's the stupid dude. My wife proved a point playing our first Dead Rain campaign when they got the Abrams tank with one shell left in it. She come across a horde of zombies, so instead of just bothering to shoot the shell and do what they can do, she turned the turret sideways, lowered the barrel, and then gunned it. So not only did she run over the zombies in front of her, the barrel decapitated all the zombies to the left of her.
What is that? One of your RPG games?
Yeah, that was Dead Rain. It was a zombie survival RPG. That was the first time we played it. The second time we played it, the characters had superpowers and really cool military vehicles.
So you guys, Mel said, remember that game Bully? I mean, I remember the game Bully, but I didn't.
I
ever
remember
play
it, yeah.
I remember when it came out, and there was all sorts of commotion, but I never played it, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, well, now they got one called Secret Neighbor Secret, something like that. We got to sneak around the neighbor's property.
Oh,
Well, that's Hello
I don't know.
Neighbor.
Oh, Hello Neighbor. Okay.
Yeah, that's an annoying game to watch.
Well, what about the Goose one? Like Goose runs around and take things. That's fun.
No. That is a we hired a babysitter. We're going out. Sorry, babysitter, you get to watch them play this game. That's what that game is.
Yeah.
Mel says gamers would fare well during an apocalypse because they've been training all their lives. Yes, that is
To a
correct.
degree, yes. Unfortunately,
yeah.
some of it doesn't quite work like we think, but
But we would at least want to get out there and get something done.
the smart ones would adapt quite quickly.
Right, but it
The
all
dumb
depends
ones
on what
would-
type of game you played. If you were like
Yeah.
a football or sports game player, probably not as much as someone who's playing Cyberpunk or Fallout or
Yeah,
something
or
like
one of
that,
those. Call of Duty,
or
yeah,
even Minecraft.
yeah. That. I mean, there are some cool ones. Yeah, being a forager wouldn't be bad. However, that can get you a lot of trouble.
Forager.
Yeah. Because depending on whose territory you wandered into or chased something into.
Well, yeah, but you got to come up with stuff. You'd have to take people and divide them up by their skills.
When we get to play Twilight
What would you and
2000,
Clint be doing? Absolutely nothing?
Huh?
What would you and Clint be doing? Absolutely nothing?
Me and Clint, we would be organizing games for the group to help them relax.
Absolutely
at night.
nothing in apocalypse.
Keeping up group morale.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You gotta keep up the group morale.
Group morale. That's what Keegan said. So we
In an
would be.
apocalypse,
Yeah.
So
there
you
wouldn't
guys,
be no morale.
Sure there
so
would be.
that's one of the things when we do Twilight 2000, when I get the new rules for that and we get that set up, you guys are going to be in an apocalypse, but you're going to be in an apocalypse in Poland with military equipment.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so
that I
you
can-
guys, I'm going to throw what you guys find at you and who you encounter, and you guys are going to figure out how to do it. Since none of you have really done RPGs before, I'm really going to challenge you guys to think, and I'm going to challenge you guys to think outside of the box.
So let me ask this: when you have to think about your moves, are you timed and like limited like you would be in chess?
Now, you can be. I tend to leave combat loose and fast. I don't like being bogged down by a timer. It's like, here's what are you going to do? Here's what you roll. What are you going to do? Here's what you roll. Here's how they responded, blah, blah, blah.
So
honestly, Mel, throwing a grenade is a lot trickier than you think.
So as long as you duck, you have to get down. Because in real life,
well,
you can't go as far as the damage radius is.
Oh, you can in real life. You better, but they're very unimpressive, first of all. And second of all, they're heavier than a softball and they fly for shit.
Yeah, trying to stay alive, like he says, would be it. In the video
Yeah,
game,
wandering around though, looking around, that's bad in some cases. You guys will you guys will really run into that with Twilight 2000 when you start gathering your small bit of equipment and you guys are on the move and you come into other encampments or small villages who have something together. They're either going to be happy to see you or they're going to want the shit you're carrying. And if you're rolling around in military vehicles, they're definitely going to want the shit you're carrying.
That is true. Well, you would not want to be standing out. You know?
No, you do not want to know. And that's what they did with our Dead Rain group. They did kind of stand out on the highways with the vehicles, but it was whole thing. If you actually assaulted them, you were kind of effed. Let me give you a great example. So we had a convoy of an old World War II military German radio vehicle that was slightly modified. We had a Greyhound bus that had been slightly modified. We had one of the fuel tanker Hemmets that have been severely modified because it also carried water. Then we had one of the Cougar MRAP vehicles. And that was our entire convoy. Now, most of them had been converted to hybrid vehicles because they were, Oshkosh was developing hybrid vehicle technology for these heavier vehicles. So these particular vehicles, like the Hemmet and stuff, had the hybrid engines in them. So they weren't running out the big diesel. A benefit to the group. But the group also had superpowers. So one person's character, which was Ivory, you know Ivory, Greg, she could see in the dark. So she never saw nighttime again. She never realized when she found out she had powers that she could never see darkness again. My wife had super strength. So my wife would be riding in the back in the Cougar MRAP, and she was doing the John Carter thing where she could jump literally from vehicle to vehicle carrying a saw. Then we had the World War II vehicle. The turret was converted from an M2 Bradley, and it had the Bradley's guided missile system on the side of it, plus a 60 cal or a 50 cal Modus on it. And so the character who was driving the German vehicle, you couldn't see out the windows. He had screens for everything. He had a video game controller to run the gun. So he could actually be driving while using an Xbox controller to actually fire the weapon systems.
Oh, that'd be the way to do it.
Yeah, the bus, because Dave's character, he had super healing, but he was like this massive stoner. So he was kind of high all the time. He based his character off Matthew Lillard's character from Scooby-Doo. So he went by the name Shaggy. Well, eventually they met this Asian girl named Ruby. Her last name was Dew, so she was Ruby Dew. So it was him and her in the Greyhound bus. The Greyhound bus had been converted into a camper because it was an old Cena Cruiser from 1979. Then they armored it. Well, the Cena Cruiser has all those cargo holds that the doors fold up. Well, because Ruby could control technology, she created little tracked robots that as we're fighting, those cargo doors on the buses would open and these little tracked wheel robots would just jump out of the bus with gun turrets on them. They had basically M16s on them. And they would roll around shooting, and then she could launch drones from the ceiling of the bus for reconnaissance. She could control all that. The person driving the German vehicle was basically a Punisher-esque character, and eventually he became impervious. He had impervious skin, so he could still die, but bullets and stuff couldn't hurt him. So he was a ex-military gun nut like the Punisher was. Then the chick driving the Cougar was actually the drummer from Skillet, and she could move objects with her mind. She was the only survivor of that group because it's a zombie apocalypse. So she would drive the Cougar, and she could actually push vehicles off the road with her mind. Also, the Cougar had a giant snowplow blade on the front of it, off an Oshkosh snowplow, one of the big V wings. So we just quite a bit of modification. So we would get hit on the highways a lot because that entire group kept moving. They never stayed anywhere until the end. And we encountered a lot of people. Well, they encountered zombies with superpowers. There was people who could control the zombies, and then there were zombies that actually had abilities that kind of could use them but didn't know how to use them. So it was very interesting. We ended up losing a couple of the characters, and they ended up getting another girl who was a kendo master, but she could phase through things. That's how she was surviving. She was like this college girl who studied kendo most of her life. and then learned she could phase through objects. So she was brutal. I mean, at one point we'd be in combat on the road and she would just step outside of the German vehicle and stand in the middle of the road. She would literally just phase out of the vehicle while it's traveling at 60 miles an hour, stand in the middle of the road, hold the sword out, wait for the other guy to come charging her, phase through, make the sword materialize just as it went into the compartment, cut the driver in half, and then phase the sword back out, doing absolutely no damage to the car, but literally cutting the driver in half.
Jeez, Clint, you have a vivid imagination.
Oh, dude, you guys will love it when we start gaming. Now, I'll keep things a little more real in the Twilight 2000 stuff, but you guys are going to find some stuff, including maybe an actual Soviet ICBM launcher with an ICBM on it. Mostly because I want to see what you guys do with it.
Well, all sorts
I'm
of
going
things.
to strap a Buzz Lightyear toy to it and fire it.
Well, you won't have Bud Lightyear because this is, Cold War era. You're talking 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mel,
Twilight 2000 takes place, 1999 to 2000.
So Mel just says, wow. She says, wow.
Oh, Mel, you have no idea of our role-playing stuff. There are stories that my wife could tell. There is so much stuff we can tell. I mean, that was just Dead Rain. We're even talking about the werewolf stuff or the Rift stuff or any of the cyberpunk stuff. Even last night's game, I told Greg earlier on my wife's game, my wife just took out the one gang that was trying to stop traffic because she was annoying him. So she just shot him at 3 cars back with her sniper rifle, blew him just in half pretty much. Right in front of his buddies. Caught him right in the middle of his monologue, too.
Well, that works, right? So Mel wants to know if when we do the Twilight 2000 thing, if we can stream it. We should be able to.
It's going to be online. We're going to do this one online, I think. I think, like, maybe Greg Keegan and I will sit at Keegan's place and play it. But I'd like to actually have some of the other players be virtual.
NPCs?
No, real players. We'll just have them do it on the internet. They can just log in. We'll do a chat like we're doing now, and everybody can just play. We just don't really need video. It just needs to be audio. You can use the podcasting stuff for it as long as we can hear what they're saying.
You can do audio right through Discord too.
Yeah. So I mean, it could easily be done.
Just stream it.
We just need to find time. And well, I need to get the 4th edition rules.
Well, come on.
That would be hard for you.
So, yeah, I don't know when the release date for that is. It's supposed to be this year, though, because that 4th edition Keegan was a Kickstarter update that I backed because I completely wanted the new version of Twilight 2000. So you will come across any 70s, 80s military technology. I mean, it won't be surprising your character's carrying an M16 or an M60. You'll find Soviet vehicles because you'll be in Poland. So you're going to find Soviet vehicles. You're going to find all sorts of different stuff. If you guys get a tank, you're going to have to figure out how to have fuel for it, how to have ammo for it. Any vehicles, you're going to have to figure out fuel. You guys are going to have to figure out food. You're going to be raiding camps. You're going to be raided by other camps.
So I'll have to figure out how to do that because there's other people that are interested too and posting along. So yeah. Well, to get the book, I mean, the book's out, right, Clint? So you just have to pick it up.
No, I don't know when it's releasing yet. The 2nd edition Twilight 2000 is out. So is the 3rd edition-ish. This is 4th edition. This is still, I backed this on Kickstarter. It's going to be sometime this year. So 1st edition is really rough to play. 2nd edition I like. It's well put together. So I'm really looking forward to 4th edition being a revision of 2nd and 3rd.
So you guys. It's on Kickstarter still, Clint? Like it has.
No, it closed a while ago.
Oh, so it's gonna get printed up and sent out.
Oh yeah, they're working on it now. I just don't have. I think the release date is September. I think is what they were estimating.
Well, we can chit chat and figure out how to do this because you could do it all just voice if you wanted on Discord.
No, not Palladium. This was Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look now. It wasn't Palladium. It's the Game Designers Workshop was the original company, and then they became something else.
You can just log into your account, right? Like Kickstarter and see what you back.
Well, I could do on the phone, or I'll just Google it real quick on here because it'll tell me. Ooh, they put up a trailer for it. Nice. This one is it's a Swiss company, but it's sweet. Oh, come on, tell me who that is. Actually, I think it is still Game Design Workshop.
Are they not all Game Design Workshop?
No, Game Design Workshop is was a Swiss company that put out several different games. They're doing the Alien RPG right now, also.
Like Aliens, like the board game that Greg just had?
No, it's Aliens the movie. It's a role playing game. They're the ones that do that as well.
Oh, so not just a miniature game or a board game, but there's an RPG.
No, this one is just
also.
this one is just yeah, and this particular one is just the RPG.
I wouldn't mind doing the Alien RPG either. That'd be kind of fun.
I don't know enough about the world to run it. That's why I haven't done Witcher, because while I know the rule system real well, I don't know enough about the Witcher's world to run it successfully. So I have it, we just haven't played it yet.
Well, see, Clint, maybe somebody else could run it. And you could just be in there and game.
None of us know the world that well. So it would end up being over to me to do it. But it's the same rule system as Cyberpunk Red. So that's the nice thing about it. Very simple D6, D10 system. Very easy to use. I rather enjoy that rule system. All right. Where is it?
Actually, Keegan, there's quite a few RPGs on a lot of games. Like, there's no shortage of RPG books out there.
Yeah, see, I never knew that.
Okay, they are called Free League Publishing now.
Into them with you. When you and Clint got me into tanks.
Well, tanks is not. I mean, role playing you can do when you're at work too. You can pretend that you're there and you care, and that you're.
That's what we do.
So that's role playing.
I play in the sandbox.
Yeah.
August. They're estimating release for August.
Oh, so that's not too far.
So I have a lot of the old reference books for the game. So all the U.S. books, the Soviet vehicle book, the British vehicle book, a lot of the equipment books. So we'll have a lot of reference sources to play and use.
So hold on a second. D says Keegan's character is from Time Machine from this era. What do you mean Keegan's character?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what you mean there, D, by Keegan's character. What do you mean? Oh, you might be a GM. So D might try to run one there. Now, I'm not sure on Keegan's character. Do you have a character, Keegan, or you haven't done any role playing, have you?
No, he hasn't done any RPG stuff that I'm aware of. So I'm gonna. When we set up, I'll help you guys create your characters, because you will actually. The one thing I loved about Twilight 2000 stuff is you start with your character in high school. So as you're creating your character, you roll or you pick where your character goes. Did he want to be career military? Did he want to do college? And that gives you your sets of skills and knowledges as you go along. If you go in the military, maybe you took a specific MOS, and that is what you have training in until you get to the point where Twilight, the 2000 event hit. and that's what you currently have as you start playing. Then dice wise, it's basically a percentile based system for your skills, and then d6 d10 is really all it is as well. Most of your weapons are going to do d6's worth of damage. Most of your skill and your trying to do any events or whatever is going to be d10 roll. Pretty simple. It's going to be similar to Cyberpunk Red. Cyberpunk Red is you add your attribute to your skill rating plus a d10. You try to beat a difficulty number. And then me as the GM, I determine the difficulty number. Or if you're fighting a person, they make their evasion rolls or whatever, and you try to beat their score. Then at that point, damage is figured out and armor is taken into play and whatnot. As I recall, Twilight 2000 was a very similar rule system, but I love their character creation system.
Yeah, but on their character sheets, like I've seen some character sheets, by the time you're done, you have an entirely almost insane amount of things that's
some, yes, but not always. They may look complex, but when you actually get into them, it's a lot easier than you think.
So, because I was looking up some
character
sheets.
You look at Cyberpunk Red's character sheet, and it looks horrible, but it's actually very easy. And sometimes you'll have 4 or 5 pages to a character sheet, just depending.
Yeah, I was just curious because I've seen samples of different sheets and stuff. And it looks like
I allow for unique things the characters want. Like Allison has a raven in Cyberpunk. It has a cyber eye. It spots and seeks things for it. So it acts similar to what you do in Assassin's Creed, where you can see from the bird's point of view. So that's kind of what a raven does. Plus, she can use the cyber eye and the raven to record things or do basic hacking with it. Plus, the group has like these ridiculously high-powered weapons, and they've got all this higher-end technology. But there's a reason for that. The group I'm having in Cyberpunk Red now is a veteran group, and they were supposed to be a veteran group. They're playing along with the shift in the time frame from Cyberpunk 2020 to Cyberpunk Red. It's the same corporation. It's 30 years later.
Well, yeah, they already have an understanding of.
So my group already knows. The same way we did with Dead Rain. We had the first Dead Rain group. Everything pretty much stayed in or around Chicago for the whole game, and they built an entire fortress with shipping containers and colonies. And that game was more about building a survival fort than it was about fighting zombies. And it's just as things came to them, or as things, they were able to build things or trade for things or acquire things. They started branching out and trading with other groups. There were groups of people who were living on the container ships out in the harbor, out on the lake, because there were no zombies in the water. They would just fish and survive that way. So they started bartering with those groups. They would, empty out all these containers they're using for the wall and grab whatever gear they could, and they'd scrap out things like TVs. They'd scrap out for the electronics. One of the groups that was scouting found an RV dealership, and so there was a mass convoy of campers and RVs brought back to the colony. They converted an old production warehouse into a giant kitchen area where all the meals were done, and we created this whole colony structure. They bulldozed the one iron plant's parking lot to make gardens that was secure in container walls. I mean, we're talking 3 containers high, these walls were. And the entryways was set up so there's no way you could ram through the wall because you couldn't get a vehicle up to speed. And then the front gate was this giant armored shipping container that could be lifted and dropped on them. That was the first Dead Rain game. None of them had superpowers then, other than for some reason the zombies really couldn't see the players, because in order for the events that happened that created the zombies, they had to die at the moment that the event happened. They came back to life, and if you knew anything about Palladium's rule system, the zombies don't feed off the human flesh. They feed off the person's life energy. That's how the zombies eat.
Interesting.
So the zombies see the life force. They basically see your aura. They don't really have eyes anymore. They can't see everything, but they can see your aura.
Well,
So that's how that worked. Now, when we did the second Dead Ring with all the vehicles and everything, the people had superpowers. They started in Newport News, Virginia, because there was a lot of military there. So they gained a lot of the military stuff, and they made their way across the country. Well, they ended up in Chicago at the Colony by the time we stopped playing. Plus, they had learned more about the company that caused the events to happen that created the zombies in the first place. So there was a lot of back history and stuff being revealed in that one. And so at the end of the game, everybody was playing their old character and their new character. And then some of the NPCs that had existed in both games bounced back and forth. So I had some history to a couple of the NPCs in the second game that they knew from the first game, but didn't know about this person's backstory. There was this Russian KGB chick who just showed up out of nowhere one day, and she was pretty much an assassin in the first group. And she stayed with the Colony for a while, but no one knew where she came from. And she showed up later in gameplay. She wasn't there from the beginning. Well, in the second group, when we played through, I covered her backstory. And the second group, she ended up traveling with them for a while before she went off on her own to meet the first group. So there was a lot of backstory to even the NPC stuff.
Well, some of that you'll have to put out there if you're going to do this, because this is a lot. So you'll have to kind of you're putting it out in the Discord chat too, right, Clint? A little bit.
I will be with the Cyberpunk stuff. I need to get some context laid out. The problem is I could put in what the players are doing, but if you have no context for Cyberpunk Red, the stuff they're doing really isn't going to make sense. Yeah, or who the characters are. So I'm going to put some context out first to kind of introduce all that before I start chronicling what the players are actually doing.
Yeah, because then a little bit of a backstory would be good. That way people know what.
Yeah, otherwise some of it will really be lost.
D says Keegan has Toy Story from now to Twilight 2000. Buzz Lightyear toy. Do you have a Buzz Lightyear toy?
No, I think you're referring to one the ID was IBM 1 or whatever it was. He's referring to strap Buzz to it and off.
I'm sorry, Keegan, I didn't hear you on that. What?
Am I lagging out?
It sounds like the
volume got real quiet.
Far from your face, yeah.
Can you hear me?
There you go. It's a lot better.
Okay. No, I think you're referring to when I said back when we were looking at Twilight that I was going to strap Buzz to the rocket and just shoot it off.
Oh, there you go.
The ICBM.
That would work.
So I think that's what she's referring to.
Okay.
See, the last time we played Twilight 2000, what they did with the rocket is they wanted the transport vehicle because it was one of those big 12-wheeled monstrosities. So they just shot the missile at Poland to get rid of it. So as if Poland didn't suffer enough from the war, here's a random nuclear missile fired at you just because we don't want it.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to be carrying it around. It could go off. Right, Clint?
Well, then the group, the group decided they wanted this transport vehicle to put all our fuel and ammo and supplies on because it was a bigger vehicle that we could transport stuff with. That was great till we got into a firefight. And I couldn't get the vehicle out of the way fast enough. So you can only imagine what happened in the middle of a firefight with a truck full of fuel and ammunition. Plus, my character did make the roll to jump out of the truck before it exploded into a giant crater.
So, what did you ask him, Keegan?
I asked him, I said, where do you have it in the convoy? In the middle of the convoy? In the rear of the convoy?
Yeah, it was in the middle of the convoy. We got, they got attacked from the side. There was a bunch waiting, and there was, I think the group had a T-34 and just a bunch of, like, RPG rockets. And they were trying to take over because we had a couple tanks in the group. I think we had an M60. We had a couple Humvees. we had that big transport full of gear, which I think they're mostly after the fuel and supplies. Because I mean, the thing was pack mule loaded with stuff. It was very obvious. But yeah, we got into a firefight and a stray round hit that, and my character died from the cockpit in time, but that sucker went up like a Roman candle. And we lost all our supplies, fuel, ammo, all the stuff we were carrying, all the tents, all the bedding, all of it was gone.
That'll do it.
Wow. That would do it.
Yeah, the GM that was running it at that time, I think he did that on purpose because we were being stupid about what to do with our gear. I took it as a life lesson, even though it really never happened in real life. I took it as a life lesson. Don't stack all your explosives onto one transport at a time.
That is true.
It's kind of the principle of the hand grenade. Don't exactly have all the soldiers bunched together.
Well, why not, Clint? Why not? So we'll have to get something up there and figure out when to do it, Clint, because you can't necessarily wait till August would be a bit of a wait.
No, not well. No, I want to get the Twilight the Cyberpunk Red stuff posted up here pretty soon too, and we'll kind of figure out something there. I could even maybe run a pre-gen Cyberpunk Red on the Discord just to test it, but we just use the pre-generated characters from like the starter set, and then you guys would all just have a already created character.
Well, that's fine.
It's a good way to test it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, may as well try it out and see what happens.
But yeah, once we do the Twilight 2000, I'd like to get a little bigger group together, whether they're in person or not, because it would make sense that you would have elements from military companies in the surrounding area start finding each other, and in whatever they had, because there's no communications. The radios are all gone. You're lucky to have equipment. Generally, most of the characters start with just the gear they were initially issued, if they were smart enough to have it with them, or if they're not a military personnel, then they basically find a makeshift weapon. Like we had picked up a Polish national who was actually basically a librarian, and he was carrying around just a giant piece of pipe because that was his defensive weapon. He had no clue how to use guns. He'd never shot a gun before. So they finally gave him a machete and taught him how to kind of use the machete to defend himself with. And he didn't even speak English. He only spoke Polish. And we had no one in the group who spoke Polish. So there was an interesting thing with the language barrier on the group, is trying to communicate between other members who don't speak the same language.
Oh, so there's not an automatic no language barrier.
Nope, there's a massive language barrier. If you are let's say, Keegan, you decide to make a Green Beret, for example. So you're part of a U.S. Army cavalry unit, let's say. And now your unit's gone and it's you and one other person. So they might even be just the cook from your unit. And you guys have a Humvee, maybe a 50 cal on the Humvee with 300 rounds, and then whatever you're carrying with your M16s. Then you come across the next group is a Russian nationalist who's chucking around in what's left of a T-34 because it's almost out of ammo and fuel, but he only speaks Russian. He's probably not going to shoot you because he's at a disadvantage since he only has the weapon on the tank. You're probably not going to shoot him because having a tank that you could do something with is kind of handy. Now, granted, it's Cold War era, so he'd probably be chucking around like a BMP-2 or something, which would be a good vehicle to have.
Right.
You might get lucky and your Humvee might have a tow missile with one shot left in it. You might have an M60 and 2 cans of ammo for it. You guys might get lucky and you find a box of MREs and a couple cans of this or that, plus your water source. So it's going to be whatever you guys create for characters, and then I'm going to start setting everything based around that. I kind of need to know what everyone's going to be before I can do all the introduction stuff in the story arc. Because otherwise, I don't want to set this.
Give me a character sheet
great,
so I can see and start looking and figuring out what I want to do.
Once I have all that, then we can do that. Well, and say what I'll do is I'll have you guys do your character creation, following the creation path. You guys will just build your character. Then I will write the rest of the story around it. I'll have a rough outline. But I don't want to build a military group that's going to have to get in the middle of a firefight if all you guys are civilian personnel and maybe one of you has a pistol, or vice versa. I don't want you guys to be all military and decked out with quite a bit of equipment only to come across a poor caravan of merchants who are, have a donkey and cart and maybe, if you're lucky, a rifle. So, yeah, I just got to see who you guys are. And because not everyone's going to be American, usually not everyone is, then we've got to figure out language. We got to figure out if they are with the group, why they're with the group. If two of you guys are American U.S. soldiers and there's a Polish national with you, why is there a Polish national with you? Were they part of the unit as a consultant when the shit hit the fan? Did they wander in the camp a couple days after everything went to south? Can they shoot? Can't they shoot? Do what?
Was NATO formed at that time?
Yes, NATO did exist then.
Well,
you're talking Team Yankee era here.
Just a second.
Okay.
A second. DS isn't about. This would be the 80s type of thing. So it wouldn't be any superheroes.
No.
On that.
No.
So you're going to be
American.
Funny.
Yeah, you're going to be.
You're going to get an American.
Was he going to be a redneck?
Well, Keegan could be the farmer that was out
redneck
there.
with a machine gun.
There you go.
Well, yeah, it could easily be that Keegan literally grew up on a family farm. So you already had some gun skills, and then you decided to go military. Maybe you were a soldier. Maybe you did a special forces thing. And as you work through your training, your character creation, as you work through what you're training, it's done by years of your character's life. That'll determine how good you are at certain things and what new skills you learned. So while you might be excellent at combat with knife and fighting and shooting, you might not know much about cooking or some of the other basic skills. Because as I recall, the game actually taught one of the skills was sewing. One of the skills was, farming. So there were a lot of life skills based in there. There was also like banking, and at the time there wasn't a lot of computer programming stuff there because it's not a high-tech age. So there is computer knowledge, but you didn't have a lot of computer stuff. So you're not bogged down with a lot of that. Your tanks aren't going to have these sophisticated firing systems.
Yeah, but
you're going to have
stabilizers and range finders and.
Well, you had in 2000, the Abrams had a lot of that stuff. It just wasn't as good as it is now.
You could have an armored tractor, though, Keegan.
Yeah. Now the odds of you finding an Abram are going to be pretty high at this point.
And that's already in the United States, and that was after 2000.
Yeah. So once I know what the new edition is going to set the world in, if it is rebooting it to 2000 or if it's kind of taking it a little beyond, then we'll know what the technology level is and what vehicles and equipment are available to us. There is nothing saying you guys can't armor up a tractor or an old pickup truck either. If you can find some sort of way to power a welder, you can weld steel plates to things and make an armored Mad Max style vehicle. But you also got to find fuel for it. You got to find oil for it. You got to be able to maintain it. You got to have tires. That stuff plays into it. It's all about survival in a real world situation.
Keegan would like it. Sounds like
it's not unrealistic to have an armored tractor. To be honest, that's pretty.
No,
realistic.
That would be actually pretty easy to do. Really.
Especially in Poland, you can find a lot of tractors around there. There's still a lot of farms at that time in Poland.
Yeah, because if I remember right too, you could actually find a lot of tanks. If I remember, I think Poland took a lot of the World War II tanks and turned them into tractors.
Yep. Yeah, so you might find an old Sherman with no turret that the farmer was using to till the field with. So, and so it would behoove you as you're traveling through areas to check barns and sheds, and you never know what you'll find. The one time we found an old motorcycle, like a 70s era motorcycle. It was an old Honda something tucked in one of the buildings. Took like half an hour to get it running with using mechanic skill. He rolled real well, got it up and running. So we had, for a little while, we had this Honda until it got destroyed.
Nice.
So I think
well,
that
hey,
would work
I'm
pretty
gonna have
good.
to hop off. I'm
Yep.
about 2% of life left in my phone.
Yep.
So
That's cool, Keegan. Well, thanks for hopping on, man. We'll have to
Indeed.
let you know when things are.
yeah, definitely get back into talking, and so we can get a show going on this. That would actually seem like it'd be pretty good for everybody.
Yeah, maybe I'll pull out the old second edition and we'll see what we can do with that.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of leaving us to where Greg and I we haven't played it before, so they're gonna see us basically our
On your ass.
RPG top.
Well,
What?
it's really going to depend. I mean, we'll just have to see. Then I have to come up with all the scenario stuff and figure out who the NPCs are and everything. So I'm the one that determines all the conflict in your life at that point. So it would be
So
fun. Yeah, maybe I'll break out the
between
second
now and
edition
then.
and revisit it for sure.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'll get with-
That is
catch
in
you guys
charge,
later.
Keegan. All right.
So-
Have fun, Keegan. Bye.
Bye.
I better not have gotten volunteered for anything.
I think Keegan will have fun. We'll
Yeah.
have to figure it out.
Well, I figured Ashley'd want to get on it and play a Russian soldier.
What am I being volunteered for?
No.
So if you wanted to do Twilight 2000, you could be a Russian soldier.
I'm good. I'm not into the RPG crap.
Yeah. Crap.
Sorry, I'm not.
Oh, she might like it. Who knows?
After we play with it, she might be interested. It's just using her imagination, rolling dice. It's really all it is.
Why? I had to live with him. I have all the imagination in the world.
Not all of it.
Yeah, you could pull out more. I know you're hiding some.
She is. Well, it's been fun, you guys. I think we're going to get
Cool.
going here so we can do dinner.
You know, we've maintained about 5 people the whole time, Greg, according to this
I
whole
know.
thing.
It's been nice. I appreciate you guys showing up. And I've been kind of quiet because you're the more on the RPG thing. So
Yeah.
Keegan says you'd like it. So you'll have to let everybody know.
I just got volunteered for something, didn't I?
Somewhat. You're going to be the Russian soldier, which is 2 rounds of ammo running across me and Keegan. And Keegan will have an armor
So I shoot
tractor,
you and Keegan both in the head. Then I don't have to worry about it.
but you're not. You can't shoot that good.
I can at least roll. Can you?
But I know the guy running the show. He'll make sure you failed marksman class. Yeah. But thank you guys for showing up. All right, and what else was I gonna say? Yeah, let us know, Clint, what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, I
Keegan
got to get
volunteered
through a bunch of other. We got to get some other stuff figured out first. But yeah, soon I'd like to get that going here.
Okay.
Because once I get that book, then I definitely want to get it running.
Well, it would be cool. And in the meantime, you're going to keep everybody updated in the Discord, right?
Yeah, as soon as I can get some context put together for Cyberpunk, for sure. I just need to kind of introduce the characters and kind of give an idea of the setting.
Okay. Well, you figure that out. We're going to go ahead and let you guys go so we can get dinner going here. And I'm glad you guys all showed up. Thank you. Yep, we were up for bouncing around the numbers tonight, but it's nice. We've pretty much kept a pretty steady amount of people, and that's nice too.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it. And if you guys have any ideas you want to talk about, let us know. Like, we're here for that too. Sometimes people give us suggestions, and you can send them to gamersofcoffee@gmail.com. Just say you got a suggestion for a show. We'll even pull you on the show if you want. And Moffat, David, D, thank you for showing up there, and Keegan and Taylor and Brian and everybody that showed up. Mel, it was nice having her on the show too. So
Yeah, we just didn't
that's
have
cool.
to deal with her husband all day.
yeah. All right, you guys. You guys have a good night, and we will let you go.
All right. See you later.
Bye, Clint.